The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the wild dog.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe.
Batted away by Gage Carr, and Howe has won in Tioga.
Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden, Hit, Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography.
Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group.
It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side, B.U. Over in the house.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Rapid Electric.
And we want to lot it up, and hopefully we do that a whole bunch more times.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Most coaches link football and track. The Gunner Tigers and the Bells Panthers are now clearly in the rearview mirror, and those were high hurdles that landed on the pavement in lane 2 and 3. But that happens to most every opponent. The Howe Bulldogs are now in clear command of their own destiny. Ironically, with help from Bells and Gunner, Howe, with 2 wins to close out the season, would clinch a playoff berth for the second consecutive year. But the Blue Ridge Tigers stand as the next obstacle on the track. With a win, Howe would control the tiebreaker, and a win next week over Lone Oak would spell playoffs. The Bulldogs will finish with their 4th and final team on the schedule named Tigers. It's the Howe Bulldogs and Blue Ridge Tigers, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Scoggins Funeral Home Senior Spotlight.
Hey guys, it is Caroline. I am here with Jacob Campbell for this week's Senior Spotlight. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so you're not a football player, but I hear you were a good one back in the day when you did play. What happened? Why'd you lose interest?
It wasn't really like a losing interest thing. It was just I realized that basketball was like my main thing that I was really good at. So I didn't really like lose the love for football. I just wanted to focus on basketball.
Yeah, you're a very good basketball player. You you follow the line of good Campbell basketball players. All right, so the youth league football team in Howe, they're going back to the Super Bowl, and I hear this may bring up some memories for you. Is that a good trip down memory lane for you?
Yeah, I still think about that. I go back and watch those games all the time on YouTube. It was a good time. Didn't have to worry about anything. Just got to go out there and play football with a bunch of guys I really enjoyed being around. So I'll definitely have to go watch those games this weekend. All
right. So once again, you're going to be a leader on the basketball team. What kind of team do you think you'll have this year?
This year, I think it'll be a much well-rounded team. I won't have to carry the load as much this year. I'll get to play more as a point guard, get to spread the ball around more because we have 5 or 6 players who can really do everything with the ball. So I think it'll be a lot more everyone, I probably won't be the leading scorer every game this year, and that's okay because I just want to win.
How important is head basketball coach Forsythe to what y'all do?
He's really important. He came in, he set us straight onto defense, which is the main thing because, you can work on offense by yourself. Over the years, I've played with some of these guys my whole life, so we have a really good bond as far as offensive, know where everyone's at in the court, but he came in and really taught us how to play defense the right way, and that's why we're one of the best defensive teams in the state, in my opinion.
All right, so have you gone to Howe your whole life?
Since first grade.
Nice. Okay, so not just here in the high school, but who has been your favorite teacher?
Probably Miss Snodgrass in 4th grade was my favorite teacher.
Why?
I don't know. There was just something about her. I really liked her. We had a really good relationship. She always kind of watched out for me because I kind of got made fun of a lot that year. And I was a crybaby. I cried a lot. And so she'd always kind of pull me aside and comfort me. So I still remember that.
Oh, okay. So what about your favorite coach?
Probably it'd have to be Coach Ellington in middle school just because we're related. He's my cousin, and it was just fun getting to be there with him in middle school. He was our basketball coach. No offense, but he didn't know anything about basketball, which kind of made it more fun because I kind of got to be the coach out there. But probably he would have to be my favorite coach I've had.
That is greatness. I'm going to have to call him and tell him that. All right, so you are a senior this year. What is in store for Jacob Campbell after high school?
Well, I'm going to go play basketball somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where at. I don't really care how far away it is. I just want to play. And then hopefully I want to go play professionally overseas somewhere in a different country. So.
All right, so you also are a runner. You ran cross country. You came out late in the season. How did you do?
It wasn't my best. I didn't really focus on it as much as I did in the past because I was trying to get ready for basketball. But it was nice just getting to be out there. I love running. Cross country is much better than track. You get the scenery and everything. So I mostly just did it just for the experience again.
So other than we've talked cross country, we've talked basketball, what else are you involved with at Howe High School?
I do National Honor Society, which we help out with stuff throughout the school year. I play tennis just because it's fun, it's relaxing. I don't really have to worry as much about training for it. And I think that's just about it as far as stuff I do.
And you're the leader of the Spirit Squad in the stands.
That is true. I am the leader of the student section. So.
All right. So do you think that you'll ever have regrets about not playing football in high school?
Definitely, just because I kind of wish I would have seen how far I could have taken it with football. I was not bad at it throughout elementary and middle school. So I'll kind of look back on it in a couple of years and think about, man, I probably should have played just to see if I could have, helped us out any, but it'll definitely be a lot of regrets about not playing football.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me today, Jacob, and have a good rest of your year.
Thank you.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Independent Financial Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan.
All right, welcome into the Coach's Show. It is Caroline here with Coach Bryan. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, so there was the game last week against Bells, two totally different teams, Bells and Gunner. Some tough games, but how do you think that those two games are going to help this team down the stretch?
Well, they're both Gunner and Bells are both ranked in the top 10. Gunner's currently ranked number 6. They've only got the one loss, and it's to the number 1 team in the state. So they're a really, really tough opponent. And, Dale West has done a great job over there like he's done everywhere he's been. And, a really, really physical matchup. There was flashes where we were doing some really good stuff. Obviously, they weren't running past, but it's balanced inside, outside. And, if you take away one, they're going to exploit the other and vice versa. And so, and he's really good at calling the plays to get that done. And it's just two really tough matchups back to back. And, we're kind of glad to be moving past them on the schedule.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so we're taking a step from coach to dad. And last week saw the introduction of your son, Parker. How was it to see your son in the game, to be the head coach? Were you nervous? What were you feeling?
I was probably more nervous than he was. He's pretty straight laced. He doesn't really get really high or really low. He gets really fired up. He really loves to play football, and I've had the pleasure of coaching him for the last 3 years, plus a lot in youth league and whatnot growing up. So he's had dad as coach for a long time. But I was definitely kind of nervous for him to get in the game, because I wanted him to do well. And he was primarily used as a blocker and most of the time, and he didn't really have any bust. He did a pretty good job and held up well whenever he was in there. And, he only touched the ball a handful of times, I think it was 4 times. And he got loose on one of them, and he kind of tripped up on another one. But, all in all, he had a, pretty good introduction, and kind of got to. It's a tough matchup, when you're a freshman and you're getting to play against the number 6 team in the state, and they've got a bunch of guys that can fly on defense. And but overall, I was proud of him how he handled it. It's a tough position for any freshman to be in. He's obviously one of 6 that was up last week, and but I thought he handled it well, and the moment wasn't too big for him, and it'll be exciting to see what happens in the next few years.
Yeah, I noticed when he was coming off a lot, you were like, Parker, come here, giving him some pointers. Speaking of some freshmen up on the team, there was a lot playing last week, as you mentioned, 6. How much of that playing time and getting them up, now are going to help them going into next season as sophomores?
We didn't want to bring up any freshmen to come up and kind of sit the bench and not get in. If we were going to bring them up, we wanted them to be, factors in on offense and defense. And all of them are going to be. Parker's actually going back to the JV this week since Knox Bounds is back. And so they're kind of limits his role, based on the other guy being up. And so he's a kid that is going to go back and forth, depending. But the other ones are all still up. And, they're all going to be either starters or they're key backups, and they're rotating in a lot. And so, going forward, we're hoping that a lot of those kids were making their introductions last week, and we're hoping that, they take a step forward from where they were at last week, shake some of the nervousness off and kind of get fired up for this last 2-game stretch, trying to push into the playoffs. And then, going forward into the future, we're a really young team. We've only got, we've got 6 seniors right now that are playing. And so we're going to be a young team again next year. And so, we have a lot of juniors and sophomores that are getting a lot of key playing time. And then we add those freshmen into the mix. And, we're getting almost like a look at our varsity going into next year because we're not losing a whole lot of kids going into next year. And so, we're a young team, and we knew that we were going to take some lumps, along the way with a young team as what normally happens. But we're hoping that the experience that they have, gaining this experience this year is going to help them out a lot next year, especially early in the season. Usually sophomores making their introductions early in the seasons is whenever they, are kind of making some sophomore mistakes. And we're hoping that since we have this core group that's kind of coming up and kind of getting that out of the way now, that whenever they start the year next year, that they kind of hit the ground running.
So we talked about some of those freshmen going back and forth from JV to varsity. Are there any other roster or depth moves this week?
Aiden Torres is a sophomore that's been on the JV all year, and he's been our best lineman on the JV the entire season. And he's always been, really close to being pulled up pretty much the whole year. Will Ingram is not going to be playing this week, and so he's going to be he's out for now, and so hopefully he's back next week. But so we're inserting Aiden Torres into that starting right guard spot, and so again, we're not going to bring up a guy from the JV to sit the bench, and so he's going from the JV straight into the starting lineup. And he's done a really, really good job. And he transitioned from he played linebacker and receiver when he was a little younger. It might not have been the best position for him, but that's where he started out. And we moved him to offensive line and defensive line this year, and he's done a really, really great job at that transition. And so he's a guy that's calling up, but he's the only new addition for this week.
How did the snapshot go? Any predictions?
Well, the only one that I've seen prediction-wise is from Padilla Poll, and they predict that the number is going to be 375, which would put us under. We're currently sitting in the 360s. It kind of, goes up or down, by the day. Sometimes gets enrolling or unenrolling and going somewhere else. And so, we're going to be right on the bubble again. And so, I won't know officially until, we put our number out there and you start comparing it to all the other schools in the state. You start trying to think of, there's 250 in each division roughly, or 225, depending. And so, there's something we can't really control. And so we'll see where we end up. And, I was talking with Monty about it last week. We dropped to 3A Division II this last year, and we ended up in a district with 2 teams ranked in the top 10. And so, if you're in Division I, you're going to have some tough opponents. If you're in Division II, it's not going to be any different. And so it doesn't really matter where we end up. We've got to step up to the challenge, and we've got to go compete.
That's a very good point. Very good point. All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Coach Bryan.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back. It is Caroline, and I'm here with Coach Bryan. Going to continue our interview. Talked about earlier, a lot of the freshmen and sophomore making, some moves on JV and varsity. How has those call-ups impacted JV, if at all?
We moved up one of the, a key position we moved up was the quarterback from the JV. And obviously that can have, huge ramifications for what happens with the offense. But the quarterback that's been the backup actually started every game as an 8th grader because the current JV quarterback wasn't able to play last year due to injury. And so even though he's making his first starts this year, it's not the first time he's ever taken snaps. And so we were pretty confident we knew exactly what he did well at quarterback. And so, and that's Kendall O'Brien. He's another one of our really talented freshman players, and he stepped up. And we did a lot of quarterback run with him. We didn't throw it quite as much, but he's a really great player, and he broke off a lot of really big runs. He's a big talent, and so he kind of kept us into the game. And one of the things we talked about with those kids on the JV, it's always kind of touchy when you start bringing up freshmen from the JV because, some kids feel like, why not me, or why am I getting left behind? And then sometimes you've got freshmen that come up and you're worried that they're going to get a big head and think that, they're better than their classmates. And so I talked to them about it. It's like, if you feel like you should have been pulled up and weren't, then you need to go prove to us wrong. And this is an opportunity for you to make even more plays, because there's a lot of kids not there. And a lot of kids definitely stepped up and they took advantage of their playing time and showed us what they can do, a little bit more. And, Kendall was one of those. He's made plays all year, but there was other kids. Brevin Mayo stepped into running back last week, and he did a good job. And Alex Mejia was a guy that has been playing right tackle all year, and we moved him to an H-back where he's played in the past, and he did a great job. We had to sub in a couple linemen. We had subs all over the place. And so, but the kids that were able to step in and become starters, they're kids that we can count on all the time in scout team. And so they were ready to roll in whenever their opportunity came about. And so, the JV was definitely impacted in the sense that, you take 6 kids off the team, and it's gonna look a lot different, especially when it's in key positions. But the kids that stepped into those spots did a really great job. And, we lost a tough one to Bells. It ended up 28-20, but we had a chance to win the game, down the stretch, and we're in it the whole time, and just, couldn't quite make just quite enough plays. And so we're hoping with another week with that group together now that it'll help.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the health. Definitely excited to see the return of Knox this week. Talked about Will. What's the health of everyone else on the team?
Bo got banged up in the last game, and he's still a little banged up, but he's gonna suit up and he's gonna try to give everything that he has. And so we'll see kind of how he goes. He's a little bit day to day right now. So we'll kind of go from there. And then, but really, you look across the board, and everybody's got some nicks and some bruises. We're overall the guys that are all suiting up are pretty healthy. The exception of Bo, he is a little bit hobbled. He'd be the first one to admit that, I bet. But he's going to try to. He wants to play. He wants to make the playoffs, and so he's going to suit up and see what he can do. But overall, we've Charlie Vera twisted his ankle like 5 weeks ago, and he missed a game. And is he 100%? There's no way he is, but you can't tell when he's out there on the field. He gives everything he has, and that's true for a lot of other kids too. And so health wise, we're not perfect, and I don't think anybody is right now. But we're going to roll with the guys that we got, and the guys that are out there are going to do everything they can.
Blue Ridge was a very tough loss a year ago. Their defensive lineman Thor has graduated. Is this a better matchup this year?
Maybe so. The way their team is constructed is kind of similar to last year. They have, they're really, really big up front. They have really, extra large size linemen, and they do a great job. They have they have a tight end H-back kind of guy. I forget his name, but he's number 24, and you'll see him a lot. He's a very, very special player. Like, he's obviously a guy that's going to play on Saturdays somewhere in the future, but he's a special talent. He's really, really good. But the thing that they have those big guys up front, but then they have about 7 or 8 skill kids that are all of similar stature, and they look similar from the stands, and their numbers are all in the single digits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're all really, really special players, and they can all do some good stuff with the ball whenever they touch it. And so, they've got, big guys up front that can try to kind of control the line, and then they have athletes in the back that they man you up on defense, and they're athletic and make a lot of plays whenever they get the ball. And so, they're still a really tough opponent. They match up better against some teams than others. We're thinking that it should be a pretty even matchup, and that, we think that, both teams are going to have an opportunity to win this game. I wouldn't say that either team is like significantly, more talented than the other one. They have a little bit more experience than us because we are, a very, very young team. But that would probably be you might give them a slight advantage there just in the experience department. But overall, it should be a good game, and we're hoping we can get after it. And I think whichever team plays the best is going to win the game, and whichever team rises to the challenge is going to win the game, because there's big playoff implications on the line for both of us. All
right, so let's piggyback on that. Talking about playoffs, what is a scenario that gets us into the playoffs, or is there one? We
got to win. So since Lone Oak beat Leonard a couple weeks ago, that kind of solidified some scenarios. And so, the bottom line is if we win, our 2 games, that gives us the best chance to win. We do need a little bit of help. Fortunately for us, the help that we need is going to be in the form of we need Gunner to win. And I think that's I don't want to assume that they're going to win, but they're obviously a very, very tough opponent to play. And we need Bells to win at least one of their other games. And, they're obviously a very, very good team as well. And so, we feel pretty confident that those teams are probably going to take care of the business that they need to do that. But the bottom line is if we don't win, we're not in. And if we win, we give ourselves the best chance. And so, we're basically in the playoffs already. We need to win if we want to stay there. We want to earn another week. And so, that's the bottom line. We got to win and give ourselves a chance.
Tonight's Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan has been brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 4-7-1 in games played on October the 27th. The first game was a 56-0 win at Bulldog Stadium over Collinsville in 1939. That followed in 1944 with a 7-7 tie with Bells. In 1960, Howe beat Gunner 48-6, and the following year lost to Wolf City 14-6. Howe in 1967 lost to Prosper at Bulldog Stadium by a score of 14-6, and in 1972 lost 22-15 at Bells. In 1978, Howe beat Leonard 28-0, and in 1989 throttled S&S 48-0 at Homecoming. But Howe has lost 4 straight on October the 27th since 1989, beginning with a 26-7 loss at Wolf City and a 45-14 loss at Gunner. In 2006, Howe lost to Callisburg 16-6, and the last game played on this date took place back in 2017 when Howe lost at Whitesboro 34-12 on a very cold and windy evening. The Howe Bulldogs and Blue Ridge series dates back to 2002 with a 20-14 loss at Bulldog Stadium. Howe owns the overall record, however, at 5-4. The Bulldogs have scored 234 points to Blue Ridge's 210. The most points the Dogs have scored in this series is 49 on opening night of 2008, which initiated the return of the victory light. That win also is the largest margin of victory for either team in the series. The Tigers' high point total came a year ago with 42 at Bulldog Stadium. The closest game came in 2004 with Howe edging out the Tigers 37-36 at Blue Ridge.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey, now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds, though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tiger Stadium in Blue Ridge, Texas. Let's paint the picture for you tonight. It's a little bit of a different one, Justin White, as Blue Ridge will be in all white tonight at home, which is odd. The story goes they sold some of their home jerseys last year to some of the seniors and weren't able to get them in time, the replacement jerseys, so they didn't have enough for all the skill players. Therefore, they're wearing all white tonight. Therefore, the Howe Bulldogs look like they're at home. They're in all black, and they prefer that. Coach Lance Bryan, we talked about that in the pregame, and he was saying, you know what, I like all black. I just love the home look. It just, the contrast of the black and white. And he said, you notice I love the black and white. I got rid of the gray for a reason because of the black and white just pops together. And so a different look tonight, Justin White, but the big number everybody was waiting on was the snapshot number from Howe. That was turned in today. 364.5 was the number that Howe turned in, which appears that will remain the Howe Bulldogs in football and Division II, and that's good news, Justin.
Yeah, that is good news for the Bulldogs. Because we'd said 2 years ago when they turned in the enrollment numbers, this may be the last time they're in Division II, but they've been able to keep the numbers low and the cutoff, not knowing what it is, usually raise up about 10 to 15 students. So we're assuming that they'll be in Division II, but that makes things a little bit more manageable, a little bit more. Bulldogs are able to be a little bit more competitive come football time.
Unless Gunner and Bells are in your district once again, which
you can almost anticipate.
Yeah,
I would think.
You can almost lock that up because Gunner turned in 363. There was a joke going around today that they had 450 yesterday or before the snapshot, and then 363 magically on the day of the snapshot.
Well, if we're going D1, they're coming with us too, probably. So.
Well, let's go over our starting lineups for tonight. Justin, you want to kick us off with Blue Ridge's starting offense?
Sure. Blue Ridge coming in with a 3-5 record overall, 1-2 in district. Their offensive coordinator is MJ Bland. We'll start on the offensive line. Is left tackle number 50, junior Drew McCarley. At left guard is senior Jose Varela. At center is another junior, Jacob Garcia. Right guard is Serafin Escoto, a junior. And then right tackle is a sophomore, Simon Martinez.
Simone.
Is it Simone? Okay. Simone Martinez. So you got three juniors and a sophomore and a senior on that offensive line. At wide receiver is Caleb Gaddis. He's a sophomore. 14 catches for 292 yards and 6 touchdowns on the season. Other wide receiver is Isaiah Gaddis. He's a senior. 17 catches for 180 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns. At the slot receiver is Ryder Clayton. He's a junior. He's rushed for 46 carries for 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, and received 8 catches for 267 and 6 touchdowns. So kind of a dual threat type of guy, can receive it, catch it, or run it in. Hayden Dean, leading rusher on this team. He's a senior. 95 carries for 666 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 83 yards per game, 7 yards per carry. At the other slot receiver is Talon Lennon. He's a junior, 15 catches for 156 yards. And then the junior signal caller at quarterback is Micah Dickerson. 64 attempts for 99 yards, 1,032 or 99 attempts, 1,032 yards, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception passing the ball, 36 rushes, 272, and 3 touchdowns running the ball. That is the offensive lineup for the Blue Ridge Tigers.
Your hit, roof, and exterior starting lineup for the Howe defense. Up front, we talked to Bo Stevens in the pregame. He said he's good to go. He got a little sciatic nerve issue. If you're 17, 18 years old dealing with that, you're going to have it at 49 years old. I reminded him of that in the pregame. But he says he's good to go, and he'll start at defensive end. He's a leading tackler at 35. Defensive tackle, Charlie Vera, he's a junior. Tank Turner, another defensive tackle, he's also a junior. And the opposite defensive end is Ethan Mayo, usually lined up on the left side of the defense. The linebackers tonight, Braden Ulmer, a junior, Charles Furr, a freshman, and Colton Little, a senior, 26 tackles. Ulmer leads the linebacking crew with 31 tackles. A new cornerback tonight, another freshman, Braxton Buttery. He was on the team a week ago but did not get the start. He does so tonight at the cornerback position. Also starting on defense for the first time is Ryken Cross. He says he runs the 100 in about 11.5. Free safety, Colin Murphy, doing double duty again tonight. And moving from strong safety to cornerback this week is Eli Stoner. He's a sophomore. So you have 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 3 freshmen on the defense for Howe. They've allowed 193.75 rushing yards, 119 through the air, for a total of 313 yards overall. The defense has allowed 111 first downs on the season, which amounts to about 13.9 per game. 3 sacks on the year for the Howe defense. On third down, they give up 38% of the time, and on fourth down, they give it up 44% of the time. That's your hit, roof, and exterior starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs.
All right, let's go to the starting defense for the Blue Ridge Tigers. The defensive coordinator is Jeff Price. Starting on the defensive line, defensive end, lead tackler on this team, senior Isaiah Gaddis. He's got 47 tackles on the season. At junior defensive tackle is Drew McCarley. At defensive tackle, the other defensive tackle is Jose Varela. He's a senior. At defensive end is Tyler Maunger. He's a senior. Outside linebacker is Talon Lemon, a junior. At the middle linebacker is J.J. Hernandez. He's a junior. 41 tackles, 2 sacks on the season, 10 tackles for a loss for the junior linebacker. Other outside linebacker is Max Norris. In the secondary is cornerback Hayden Dean. He's a senior. He's got 2 interceptions on the season. The other cornerback is Caleb Gaddis. He's a sophomore. At free safety is Ryder Clayton, a junior. And at strong safety, junior Jonathan Zapata. He's got 2 interceptions. This defense has 7 interceptions total on the season. That's the Blue Ridge Tigers starting defense.
The hit, roof, and exterior starting offense for Howe. Up front, Luciano Vasquez, a senior. Michael Weimer, a junior. Dylan Patterson, a sophomore at center. The right guard, Large Marge, is out with a concussion, so he'll be replaced by sophomore Aiden Torres up from JV to get the start at right guard. Right tackle is a game-time decision between Seth Goolsby and Tank Turner. Wide receiver starting freshman on both sides of the ball. Braxton Buttery split out wide to the left. And you'll have Colin Murphy in at quarterback. 27 out of 55, 6 interceptions, 232 yards through the air, no touchdowns yet. He does have 88 carries for 355 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's also caught 2 balls for 11 yards. He's done it all. A wide receiver on the opposite side is also another freshman, Rylan Strong. You're getting the youth movement into Howe, Texas. And no catches yet for either of the senior wideouts. Imagine you might see that tonight. Returning to the slot is Braden Ulmerth. 39 carries, 201 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. He has caught 15 balls for 145 yards, no touchdowns through the air. Knox Bounds returns to running back after he went out against Leonard with the concussion and just now returning. 98 carries, 540 yards. He says he's going to get 150 tonight. He's a sophomore. He's got 5 touchdowns on the ground. Ryken Cross gets to start, another freshman at the slot receiver position. He replaces Garrett Rogers. He's got 1 catch for -3 yards, which he had a week ago. So Gunter leads the district 3-0, followed by Bells 2-1, Leonard 2-1, Blue Ridge 1-2, Lone Oak 1-2, and the Howe Bulldogs at 0-3. But the 0-3 Howe Bulldogs do have a chance for the playoffs still. They just need to win out against Blue Ridge here in Lone Oak next week, and then also get some help as long as Bells and Gunter keep doing what they do, and that's knocking people over. Howe's 398 wins as a program, 391 losses, 24 ties. Howe's starting offense has 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. So 6 underclassmen for the Howe Bulldogs on their starting offense. Head coach Lance Bryan is under 500 for the first time since he's been a head coach. He's 9-10 now at Howe, as they have a 3-5 record for the season. And Stephen Braswell's very happy. He's watching the Ranger game over there, and from what I understand, it's 2-0 Rangers. So we're going to try to give you some Ranger updates as we continue throughout tonight's game. If we can get Jake Roberts' laptop up and running again. It was we were watching it here earlier, Justin, and then maybe you should leave it off, because as soon as it went off, they scored 2 runs.
Yeah, that's we jinxed. Well, maybe we didn't jinx. We did good having turned off. So Braswell, keep us updated.
The Howe Bulldogs have come out through their tunnel, and if you're just now joining us, look at this. We got a light show over here in Blue Ridge. Now, they've got new lights, obviously, and they're LED, that's strobe lights, and the half the field is flickering. I'd say the whole field was flickering as they ran through their tunnel. Now, they had a tornado come through here, which was about $15 million worth of damage. It actually removed the scoreboard, which was in the north end zone, threw it over in the cemetery across the road here, and so they've reconfigured this thing. They've only played a couple of games here. Tonight was homecoming because they're just now able to get back out on their field. The scoreboard now is on our right. We're on the home side, across from the Bulldogs and their fans, and they have moved the scoreboard, but they have renovated this place. New press box over here. And we were talking off the air that, you never want a tornado to come through your town, but it sure was strategically placed, wasn't it not? I mean, they got to redo this whole thing.
Tore up the scoreboard. I think they had to get new bleachers in on one side or the other, and then tore up a little bit of the field as well. And so they got almost like a brand new stadium here just because of that tornado.
We ask that you place your hand of protection over the coaches, players, band members, and spectators tonight. We know that the outcome of the game is all in your plan for us. We ask that you help get everyone home safely. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
And the prayer led by a student here at Blue Ridge. I think we're just about ready for the national anthem now. And that will be played by the Blue Ridge High School Marching Band. I believe Howe Band's going to put on a show tonight. Here's the national anthem.
And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas. It's also baseball time in Texas. We're kind of keeping one eye on the Rangers tonight, 2-0. That I see back-to-back homers from Evan Carter and Dolly Grant. Is that what Dolly Garcia? Is that what I?
Who's Dolly Grant? I'm not sure. I just saw that. I saw one come off the bat of Seager, but I think
Garcia singled to left. Okay. Well, back to football. All right. I'm sure everybody at home has the TV up and the radio up, listening to us and maybe watching the Rangers.
Volume down on the Rangers, volume up on the Bulldog broadcast.
There you go. It's Samuel Cast, or whatever they say on that. Hey, we want to thank you for listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Don't get shocked. Call them at 903-421-8100. That's Rapid Electric. Our senior spotlight was brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. Big thank you to Caroline Slauson. She's not here tonight, but she was able to do all of the pregame interviews, and we want to thank her for doing that. I was in class all week, so unable to do the interviews. Coach's Corner brought to you by Independent Financial. The starting lineup by Hit Roof and Exterior got Hit, get Hale, Michelle Carney, the opponent overview, which we probably should do real quick, Justin White.
Yeah, they're going to be Blue Ridge does a lot of they did read option a lot last year, and that really confused the Bulldogs. They'll do a little bit of that as well, but they make their game they're living on the ground mostly. 212 yards a game, 158 yards passing, 370 yards of total offense. So they're going to keep you off balance. Got different guys who can get the ball with some jet sweeps, handoffs. The quarterback will be running the ball in Micah Dickerson, and their defense is pretty good as well. 7 interceptions on the season. Fortunately, Howe doesn't throw the ball a lot, so they're going to try to keep it on the ground and keep it away from this offense.
So tell me again, Isaiah Gaddis is the key player for Blue Ridge, the big wide receiver, going to play some Saturday football, I would imagine. Tell me his numbers again, receiving the football.
Isaiah Gaddis has 17 catches for 180 yards. Caleb Gaddis is 14 catches for 292 yards. 6 touchdowns.
So both Gaddises are dangerous. So we're just about ready to get this one underway as back deep to return this. Riken Cross. It appears Knox Bounds and Braden Ulmer to return the kick. Now they have 2 kickers that kick off. One is left-footed and will kick it deep. The other will kind of pooch kick it. And right now, J.J. Hernandez, the right-footed kicker, to boot this one away. And usually this indicates a pooch kick. And he is going to do that, going right side. Going to be caught on the run. The ball's on the turf, and I think Blue Ridge has recovered to start this football game. And that's exactly what Blue Ridge wanted. That's why they had Hernandez into the game. It was a short kick. One of the Howe Bulldog upmen tried to come up and field it on the run. It was Murphy, I believe, and it got away from him. He tried to dive and make the catch, and now Blue Ridge will start this football game at about the Howe 41-yard line.
Well, when they kicked it in the air, Colin Murphy was kind of calling for it like a center fielder, and the ball kicked into the wind, so it got caught up in the wind, and so Murphy had to make an adjustment right about the last second, about 2 or 3 yards, and just couldn't hang on to it when he came up for it. And Blue Ridge able to recover in Bulldog territory.
Already an extra possession for Blue Ridge as we start this football game.
Couldn't written up better for Blue Ridge.
Dickerson will be in the gun, and he'll have Hayden Dean standing to his left and whistles before this one gets underway. It's going to be a false start against Blue Ridge, who is in green. Does that make any sense?
Blue-green Ridge.
So they're, again, white jerseys if you're just joining us for Blue Ridge. Green pants, white helmets. They look a lot like Caddo Mills. Howe Bulldogs in all black. Very rare for a road game. Probably the first time since the 1950s for Howe. 3rd down and 15. Hayden Dean gets the carry up the middle, and he'll gain 3, maybe close to the original line of scrimmage, but not quite to the 42-yard line.
I think Charles Furr may have been in the middle of that. Furr's done a great job at middle linebacker, coming up as a freshman. I think maybe his third game of the season so far as a freshman. He's making an impact. They're able to get Dean back in the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage.
Dickerson, who's always in the gun, will scoot up a little bit and yell something at the offensive lineman. And he's going to hand off again. Coming near side is Dean, escaping around the edge, pushes over one of his own blockers and is finally taken down by Charles Furr at the 34-yard line.
Howe had 5 down linemen, and so everybody from Blue Ridge able to get a hat on somebody, and so Dean just kind of breaks to the outside and able to get a few yards there, makes it 3rd and short.
Caleb Gaddis will go split out wide to the right. Isaiah Gaddis is not he's a tight end on the left. A very large young man. An offset eye look. A high snap goes over the head of Dickerson, who has to fall on it. And he does at the 45-yard line. That's a pretty good loss of about 11 yards.
Boy, that's great for the Bulldogs, especially on a 3rd down, 3rd and short. And Blue Ridge is pretty good at running the ball. And so you get them to drop back here way behind the sticks. And this is going to be a punting situation, I would think, for Blue Ridge.
Checking into the game is Brody Goodman for the Tigers. And checking out is Caleb Gaddis.
Now, like I said, the wind is blowing, so they're in their directions. They're kicking into the wind if they kick it.
Dickerson is the punter, but he's not in punt formation. It appears they're going to go for it on 4th. Now they're going to call a timeout. I believe it's a timeout called, and it is. We're going to take our first one tonight. 9:39 on the clock. We're just underway. No score from Blue Ridge, Texas.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested.
Apparently, we're going to get 30-second timeouts.
Full 30s?
Full 30s tonight, apparently. Again, Caroline not here to yell at the officials that we need full 60s. And again, a whistle before we get underway. False start again against Blue Ridge, so it may be punt time now.
I'm kind of surprised they're going for it. I mean, it's 4th and 15 from your own 46. I mean, I guess it could be kind of like a long punt if they were to get intercepted or something, but drops them back now behind the 50, the 49, their own 49. So, yeah, they're bringing on the punt team.
A northern has blown in, but it's 71 degrees outside, a cool 70, and there's not much wind. We're sunken in a little bit here at Blue Ridge, so while they are punting against the wind, it's not much wind. It's not a huge factor. Hayden Dean no, that's not Dean. Checking in late to the punt team is Talon Lennon. And Dickerson runs to the football, punts it away, bounces at the 22, and takes off toward the sidelines on the other side. And Howe will come on offense for the first time tonight. Not trailing, you have to give them credit there. They were able to hold Blue Ridge, or Blue Ridge held themselves, whichever way you want to look at it. But
take it where you can get it.
But Howe will take over after the Dickerson punt.
Well, good news for Howe this week. They've got Knox Bounds back after the last 2 games from concussion, so that gives you a nice, credible threat in the running game.
By the way, Parker Bryan went back down to JV and had 163 yards rushing last night on 18 carries. A good night for the coach's son. Murphy in the gun, and Knox bounds to his right. 2 receivers to the right. Braden Ulmer comes on a buck sweep near side. Looking for a block, gets a great block. Here he goes. Now he's finally down at the 35-yard line. A first down run on first down for BU on the very first play of the game, and they're going to move the sticks.
Boy, did the Bulldogs need that. That jet sweep. Ulmer got some good blocks outside. He's a power runner. And the Bulldogs, after playing 2 really good defenses last 2 weeks in Bells and Gunner, able to at least make a dent on this defense for tonight so far, and gives their offense a little bit of momentum.
14 yards for BU on play number 1. 8:52 on the clock. Murphy sends cross in motion. They're going to go the other side. No, Murphy's going to keep it. He's going to be swarmed up by Isaiah Gaddis at the line of scrimmage or even further back. They'll spot him at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Make the jet sweep and try to go around that right side, but Gaddis was not confused. He's basically waiting for him. It took him down right behind the line of scrimmage.
A lot of times you'll see, find the best player on the defense and run ISOs right at him. And I don't think they're going to try to do that tonight, but that's sometimes not a bad option. Empty backfield for Murphy. 3 receivers out left on 2nd down and 9. And a handoff again coming near side. This time Knox bounds is knocked down after no gain, or maybe 1 to the 37-yard line.
You got that jet sweep, and J.J. Hernandez came from his linebacker spot, and Jonathan Zapata coming downhill from his strong safety spot, and Knox is not even able to turn that corner, and basically able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Pride of Howe will have a big day tomorrow in competition, hoping to move on to the place they never talk about. 3-time state champions. Cross and Buttery, the freshman split out wide to the left. Murphy looks that way, rolls that way, flushed down to the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. Escapes 1 defender, on his way for about 8 yards, a yard short perhaps of the first down, and a decision coming up for Lance Bryan early in this football game near midfield at about they're going to spot him short. He got a left-footed spot there at the 43-yard line.
Had decent protection, but there was nobody open downfield, so Murphy had to run to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback, run to his left, and I didn't think he was going to be able to get close to that first down, but he came within about 3 yards from it. And so I would think this is punt formation time, but on your own 44-yard line.
It's late October. You don't punt, apparently. 4th down and 3. Howe's going to go for it. Tried to draw him off sides, and I think I think Howe may have jumped.
Yeah. Blue Ridge jumped a little bit, but then Howe jumped. I guess they weren't enough in the neutral zone, and Howe got called for the false start, so that's going to be enough evidence to give him the punt.
Tank Turner is the starting right tackle. I'm not sure he's the one who jumped, but not a lot of experience on offense this year, although he has played that a lot in the past. Johnny Garcia back to punt this one away. He'll stand at his own 27-yard line, awaiting the snap. 7:09 on the clock. They're coming hard and fast, and they block it. It's still rolling forward, but picked up on a hop. Coming near side on a horse collar tackle by BU at the 34-yard line, but no call. Grabbed him by the back of the shirt and slung him out of bounds.
Either Isaiah Gaddis and Brody Goodman, both those guys were right there, basically unblocked. And I believe it was Goodman who may have got a paw up on that thing to deflect it. And then the return is going to give them give Blue Ridge great field position at the 34-yard line. So 2 special team mistakes here in the first quarter.
Special teams has been the problems for several weeks. Power pistol look. Dickerson's going to hand off to the second man through. And I think that's Ryder Clayton getting his first carry of the night. He won't do much there, maybe a foot if he gets any. And I think they're going to call it no gain back to the 34.
Tank Turner in the defensive line right there in the middle of things, disrupting things in the middle of that defensive line. He was able to make the tackle.
Do we have an update, Jake? Maybe you're the Ranger update guy tonight.
Well, right now it's 2 outs, bottom of the second. Rangers still up 2-0.
6:24 on the clock here in Blue Ridge, a long way away from Arlington. Not as much traffic here. Dickerson wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, coming near side, finds an open receiver, Clayton. He escapes Colton Little, now running across the field, middle of the field, thought he went down, somehow regained his balance, and is finally brought down at the 15-yard line. A nice gainer there of 19 yards.
Micah Dickerson did a great job avoiding pressure, kept it as long as he could, and able to hit a quick laser to Clayton, and Clayton did a good job of yards after the catch. He's a quick little guy.
So they spotted it at the 16, so officially an 18-yard passing catch.
That's one thing I remember about Blue Ridge from last year is they got a lot of quick, shifty guys, especially at receiver.
There's a face mask issue with Clayton. He has to come out of the game. They're going to have to fix his helmet. And this is going to be Dean around the right side. Tackle made by the freshman Charles Furr. A gain of a couple to the 13-yard line. Gain of 3. Checking in for Clayton is Kevin Olvera. Olvera with pink shoes. Again in a offset eye look. Dickerson looked like Blue Ridge may have jumped a little early. Olvera jumps over towards the first down pylon, but not close enough. He will be inside the 10, however, at about the 9.
I noticed that too sometimes. It seemed like some of those guys are maybe leaning just a little bit, getting out of their stance just a little bit, like maybe a half a second quick.
It appeared like the right side of the offensive line was guilty of just leaning a little bit early. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. 3rd down and 3 for Blue Ridge. 4:14 on the clock in the first, no score. But they're knocking on the door. Olvera in the backfield. Stands to the left of Dickerson. A high snap again. Dickerson brings it down, runs to the right side, finds the edge. He's into the end zone. It worked out perfectly, and now we have a strobe light session.
And almost just like they drew it up. I'm not sure if that was just a quarterback designed, going to be a quarterback designed run in the first place, but as soon as it was a high snap, Dickerson got it, went around the right edge. Nobody was there. I believe Ulmer was right there in pursuit. And it was just a foot race to the end zone, and Dickerson won.
On for the extra point is Olvera. Left-footed kicker, and it is good. 7-0. Blue Ridge in the lead at Blue Ridge, and their white jerseys, Howe and black. We'll be back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. Your Tech Wave kickoff, the second of the night. They're going to try it again. This time Murphy calls for the fair catch, does so, and takes a knee at the 38-yard line. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, and that did not happen. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap, 5 plays, 34 yards for Blue Ridge. Took 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock. And a 9-yard touchdown scamper by Dickerson around the right edge gives Blue Ridge the first score tonight, 7-0, as we're at the 3:59 mark. And Howe with their second possession. from their own 38-yard line. And again, Howe not winning the field position game, and they haven't in quite a while. Snap back, handoff to Knox Bounds around the left edge, lowers the shoulder, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, as he's just about at the Howe bench over there. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up, depending on the spot, maybe 9, and it is. They do give him a yard.
Try to go around that left side, and Blue Ridge is doing a great job of pursuing, kind of gang tackling, getting to bounds pretty quickly as he got the 1-yard gain around that left corner.
Howe comes to the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers bunched together on the left side, one down here at the bottom. Murphy will run toward the left side of the offense. Throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Ball intended way over on the other side, I believe. Was that Buttery or was that Cross? It's hard to see way over there.
Yeah, this is a long ways.
We're off the field quite a bit. It's a Olympic-style track over here, I believe. In between the playing field, the bleachers, and then we're way up here in the press box. So that's another thing. They got a brand new track, brand new turf. I mean, strategic tornado. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Left to right go the Howe Bulldogs in all black on the road tonight. Murphy's going to tuck it and run around the left edge. Again on the far side. Knocks over maybe a couple of players on the bench and will gain 3 or 4 yards up to the 41-yard line. And Howe appears to be going back in punt formation again.
Interesting call by offensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, because it was a quarterback design run to the short side of the field, the left side, the short side of the field, and there was just nothing there. It was a 3rd down and long.
I think they may be trying to stay away from Isaiah Gaddis over here.
Mm-hmm. Not running at him, as you'd said.
No, not running at him. And the snap for the punt hits the ground on the hop, and now he finally gets it away. It's going to take a good roll. And for the first time tonight, Blue Ridge will start on their own side of the field, and it'll be pretty deep at the 19-yard line.
Got a flag on the play here, Monty. Wait.
We'll just have to sort this one out.
Garcia lucky to get that one off.
Yeah, the snap, did it roll to him?
Something like that, yeah. I didn't get to him cleanly.
I know he had to pick it off the turf and hurriedly punt it away. It's a false start against Howe on a punt. My goodness. So I'm sure Blue Ridge will take the penalty and make them try to kick it again. So my prediction of them starting in their own side of the field has not yet come true.
Not yet. Hopefully Howe can do a better job of blocking on special teams.
Howe
looks like they are going to take the penalty and just go up 5 yards, move up 5 yards from the spot. I know. I thought that's odd too.
I can't believe they just. I think the Howe coaches have to be wiping their brow after that one.
Saying, okay.
So you blocked a punt and you rolled it back to your punter, and you're not going to make them kick again?
When you've already blocked a kick?
Interesting.
They're spotting at the 19. They didn't even move it.
The ball has not been moved. Yeah, it was downed originally at the 9. Did they wave it off? There's 2:20 on the clock. We're in the first. And this will be a quick pass out. This could be a lateral, and it is. It's recovered by Braden Ulmer, and Howe has the ball at the 6-yard line, knocking on the door. Dickerson threw a pass backwards to, I think it was Clayton.
Yeah, Ryder Clayton. He was rolling to his right, and then instead of keeping, it was almost like an option, but like that he passed it over to the right side, almost like something you do in backyard football.
Boy, Braden Ulmer somewhere was well coached.
And Ulmer stayed home. Yeah, Ulmer stayed home, stayed right with his man. And I know where you're going there, Coach Walker.
You got to know when the lateral is there, it's not just an incomplete pass.
I thought he was about to try to scoop and score. Instead, he just went in and fell on it.
Oh, my. They break out of a crazy, unique formation, and the high snap goes over Murphy's head, and he's got to fall on it. Back to the 22-yard line, a big loss. Just as Howe had something going Disaster strikes. And that's a loss back to the 21. My goodness.
Man, both sides having issues with the snap. High stats from Blue Ridge, and this one that's already gone over the head of Micah Dickerson. This one goes over the head of Colin Murphy all the way back to the 21-yard line. They started out in that bunch formation, broke everybody out, and then went right over the head of Murphy. And it's not like it's not raining out here. The ball's not slick.
Second down and goal from the 21. Handoff to Knox Bounds, left side, trying to find a crease. Gets positive yardage before he's drugged down hard by Olvera. That's not Olvera. That is Max Norris, I believe. But he'll gain a few yards to get some of it back, but not nearly enough to what they need. It'll be third down and goal from the 17-yard line, 16-yard line.
Blue Ridge selling out for the run. They're going to make. How's going to beat them? They're going to have to pass the ball.
I'm going to need my binoculars next time I come over here. Handoff to Braden Ulmer around the left edge. Flag is down, and so is BU right at the marker. And Justin Graham is really upset, the offensive coordinator for Howe, not happy about something there. Came out almost to the numbers screaming. There's 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Howe's facing a fourth down. Let's check the flag here. Holding against Howe's declined, as they've even got the officials mic'd up over here.
Wow. They upgraded with that tornado.
I tell you, that's a valuable tornado that came through here. So now attempting what amounts to a 32-yard field goal from the left hash is Jonathan Garcia. Murphy holds. It's on the ground. The kick is long enough. It is up, and it is good. Jonathan Garcia banks through a 32-yard field goal to get Howe on the board with 29.1 seconds left to go here in the first. We'll be right back. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap. 4 plays, -5 yards on the drive. It was capped off by a 32-yard field goal by Johnny Garcia as he boots away the Tech Wave kickoff now, which goes into the end zone. And Howe brings our new score to 7-3, Blue Ridge on top. Do we have a Ranger game update?
Yes, unfortunately, Arizona's come back in the top of the third and have taken the lead 3-2 now.
Eesh.
Man at second, 2 outs.
Ivaldi, come on.
No.
Hey, everybody's good when you get to the World Series.
Yeah, don't worry bad teams. Everybody's, especially the Diamondbacks and the Rangers, both teams hot coming in.
The Oakland A's are long gone.
Yeah.
The Tigers come back out on the field and will start from their own 25-yard line with 29.1 on the clock. A handoff to near side or up the middle, and I think Dickerson, no, that's going to be Clayton on the carry. He'll gain about 4 yards to the 28-yard line. Give him 3 yards there.
Clayton, a pretty good running back, come in 666 yards on the season, 83 yards a game. That'll be the last play of the first quarter.
It is 7-3, Blue Ridge in the lead. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back for the second quarter.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Back to action, starting the second quarter. Dickerson, the ball goes over his head, picks it up on the run. It falls in his lap, throws it deep down the field. Isaiah Gaddis makes a great catch over Eli Stoner. Finally going to be brought down on the Howe side of the field by Tank Turner at the 42-yard line.
Boy, how did Dickerson get out of that?
The ball bounced right in his lap. Had that been the Bulldogs, it would have taken off for the end zone.
Like he was running from the Bulldogs. That was like he bounced the basketball up into his lap, got it, and able to throw a pretty good pass to Gaddis.
Apparently there was a flag down as all the players are going back. So a big break for the Bulldogs as Blue Ridge has something called on them.
I think it was ineligible man downfield. Ineligible man downfield.
I tell you what, Tank Turner was down the field. He's not wasting any time looking at receivers running down the field. He was on his horse. So that'll move the ball back to the 23, carry the 1, 23-yard line.
23-yard line, yeah.
Two receivers to either side for Blue Ridge. Dickerson and Dean awaiting the snap. Low snap this time, and Dickerson has to fall on it. So that's going to be a loss of about 3 or 4 or 5 perhaps, maybe closer to 5. Now inside the 20 at the 19.
The center is on the roster, Jacob Garcia. I can't tell if Garcia is one actually snapping right now. I think he is.
He's a returning starter from a year ago as well. 11-14 and rolling in quarter number 2. Blue Ridge on top 7-3. 3 receivers come out near side for the Tigers this time. One all alone up top is Caleb Gaddis. Look out there. Dickerson looks that way, now flushed out of the pocket. Points down the field and overshoots Caleb Gaddis, who was running a post pattern and ran past the post by about 10 yards. And nearly caught on the numbers, but it was overthrown by about 5 yards. It falls incomplete, and now it's punt time for the Blue Ridge Tigers. It was homecoming tonight, which is rare for this late in the season, Justin White. But
ninth game of the season.
But they've only played a couple of games here, and that's the reason. Dickerson's punt, a low end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 47. And Ryken Cross probably should have picked that one up. He's going to let it roll all the way inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. And Cross, when he's not a freshman, will pick that up.
Yeah.
But as a freshman, maybe a little timid, have 3 white jerseys coming right at him.
Yeah, and that's why he's a freshman too. So.
But that's why you're out here now, and you'll get that experience. And then a couple of years from now, he'll be a junior, senior stud using that 11.5 speed all the way across the field. And that's what Howe's been needing. They haven't had a burner in a long time.
They have not had a speed guy. They had Antoine Rattler last year. Rattler's pretty fast, but say a burner.
So Howe with the ball at their own 12-yard line. Snap back to Murphy, hand off to Bounds over right guard. Not much doing there, 2 maybe. That'll take him near the 15, in between the 15 and the 14.
When was the last time they had a speedster like that? Caden Harmon, maybe?
Harmon could run. Jaden Matthews could run. The Masters kid, he could fly.
Yeah.
Brent Masters. That 2016 team, they had several burners, but not a lot since. Handoff to Bounds again, met in the backfield this time. Going to be driven backwards to the 5, but forward progress will give him the 11. Still a loss on the play of about 3 yards.
Man, I hate to say it, but that offensive line for Howe just got whipped on that one. I mean, Bounds got the handoff, and there were about 8-9 jerseys right there in the backfield meeting him.
But you're right, the closest burner that Howe's had in a number of years is Antoine Rattler.
Yeah.
Now, Knox Bounds can run too.
Yeah, Bounds is pretty quick.
Here's a handoff coming near side, cuts it out of the middle. Braden Ulmer trying to find some room, gets 3 or 4 or 5 yards at the 17-yard line, which will give him a little bit more breathing room to punt this one away. As it's 4th and about 6 for Howe. Punting into the wind now, you just got to make sure you get a good snap and hold up that pressure from the defensive line. Isaiah Gaddis will be coming off the edge from the left side of the defense. Garcia stands inside his own 5-yard line, drops the snap and falls on it. And Blue Ridge is going to have the ball at the Howe 8-yard line.
Oh, man.
He just dropped the snap.
It was almost like the snap came, I mean, it was like it came too fast for him. I mean, he wouldn't expect it to come as quickly as it did. It hit him right in the stomach and then right on the ground, rolled right out of his hands onto the ground. And Garcia had to just lay on it. And, man, that's a
gift.
That is a hand-wrapped gift there for Blue Ridge here at the 8-yard line.
You can put a bow on that one. Of course, Howe could have said the same thing a moment ago when they had it at the 6-yard line, but only got a field goal out of it as the drive went backwards 5 yards overall. So here's Dickerson and company at the Howe 8-yard line. 1st and 10, a toss to Dean on the right edge, skipping his way and running over a defender on his way for a one-play touchdown of 8 yards. Dean gets Blue Ridge back on the board, 13-3, awaiting the PAT with 8:37 remaining in quarter number 2.
Just a pitch out to Dean, and Dean, like I said, they've got some athletes. They got some guys who can move on this offense. Hayden Dean's one of them, and they got some receivers out there blocking. Hardly anybody out there for the Bulldogs able to get out to the outside, make a tackle, and Dean able to walk in the end zone.
Olvera's PAT looks true, and it is. 14-3, our new score at Tiger Stadium in Blue Ridge. 8:37 left to go in quarter number 2. We'll be back after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. One play, 8 yards, took 5 seconds off the clock. It was an 8-yard touchdown by Hayden Dean gives us our new score, 14-3. The Tech Wave kickoff is going to land in the arms of Braden Ulmer at about the 12-yard line, coming near side. Up the middle, and now is finally tackled at the 39-yard line after a good return. And how often do we say something good when Braden Ulmer's hands touch the ball?
Often. He found a little bit of a seam, a little bit of hole that we all saw up here in the press box, and he hit it and able to get him out to the 40-yard line. Some decent field position to start out. Bulldogs got to feel, you're down 14-3, but you got to feel somewhat good of all the mistakes you've made, and you're still somewhat in this game. The last 2 weeks, about this time of the game, you've been down 40-something to nothing, 30-something to nothing. So you got to feel good that you're still in the game, but you've got to cut down the mistakes and giving Blue Ridge the ball.
Buttery and Cross come near side, split out. As Murphy wants it, he'll drop back 3 steps, flushed out, rolling, fires down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. The closest man was Cross, but he clearly just threw that ball away. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, and 2 receivers going out for a pass, and Ryder Clayton, the pass was intended for Cross, but Ryder Clayton was right there with him. Both receivers recovered very well, and the safety was coming over to help as well. So good coverage on the backside for Blue Ridge.
Murphy in bounds in the backfield. Same formation with Buttery and Cross, and this time Knox Bounds gets the carry and nothing doing there. A loss of 2 on the play. Back to the 37. So Howe's running game has been really non-existent other than the first play of the game where Braden Ulmer ripped off a good run.
It makes you wonder, is get Ulmer a little bit more involved. This is Bounds.
Well, we've been saying that for about 3 years.
I know. I know Knox is the running back, but you got to give it to the hot hand right now, and Bounds hadn't played in 3 weeks.
Buttery will go split out wide right. Cross in the slot along with Knox Bounds. Empty backfield for Murphy. Now sends Bounds in motion. Comes near side on the jet sweep, turns a corner, gets a block, gets maybe a yard. To the 38-yard line. Oh, did he get a yard? Well, they're giving him no gain there, and it's punt time again for the Howe Bulldogs.
Again, a 3rd and long situation, and the Bulldogs keeping it on the ground. And let me tell you out here, for our listeners, Blue Ridge is hitting hard out here. Every time a Bulldog gets his hand on the ball, the Blue Ridge they're laying the wood out here right now tonight.
5 possessions for Howe. They've punted 4 times now. The other was a field goal by Johnny Garcia, who boots this one away. A high punt. It was a good snap and a good catch by Garcia. The ball takes a hop back towards Howe, and it's finally killed by Dylan Patterson, who slides down to recover the ball and stop it from rolling, and it'll stop at the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. So Blue Ridge technically will start on their own side of the field once again.
Down 14-3, 6:49 to go in the first half. Bulldogs can't really afford, because they're not a quick attack type of offense, they really can't afford to go down 18 points, 3 scores.
Jake Roberts, give us an update.
It's 3-2, bottom of the 3rd, 2 outs, but the bases are loaded.
For Howe.
For the Rangers.
Texas. 1st and 10, left to right go the men in white, which is Blue Ridge. Dickerson wants to throw, looking deep down the field, hammers it deep. Left side all alone, making the catch. Is that Dean? No, that's Clayton who makes the catch. Strolls into the end zone right in front of the Howe bench. And they're back on the board, 20-3, awaiting the PAT from Olvera. Another 1-play drive.
Was that Gaddis, you said?
No, it was Clayton.
Clayton, man. I think Buttery was over there, the freshman over in coverage, and got behind the coverage.
Olvera's kick is true. 21-3, our new score. 6:39 left to go before the half. We'll be right back.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey, now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds, though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap will come up in a moment as the Tech Wave kickoff from Hernandez is called for and caught by Murphy at the 37-yard line. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. One play, again, 51 yards, took 10 seconds off the clock, and our new score is 21-3 after the 51-yard touchdown pass from Dickerson to Clayton. And Howe will start possession now. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line.
Howe needs, at this point, needs a first down. They've continued to have 3 and outs these last several possessions. And some of that just to keep this offense for Blue Ridge off the field.
Bounds will stand to the left side of Murphy. 3 receivers left. There's a little pitch to Bounds coming near side. Headbutts a defender as he goes out of bounds. You need to be careful doing that, young man. He's missed 2 games with a concussion. And he blatantly just headbutted a defender.
Almost like it was second nature to just kind of headbutt a guy as he goes out of bounds.
Gain of 1 to the 35, which would not have been worth it for another concussion.
Right.
How many concussions can one team have?
He's out. Will Ingram is out.
Cooper Jones early in the season.
Yeah.
Murphy awaiting the snap, gets it, hand off to Bounds, who's met immediately. That's going to be a loss back to the 33-yard line. And Howe, as you mentioned, need to go forwards, not backwards, and desperately need to put together some kind of drive to not only keep Blue Ridge from the one-play drive, but just to milk this clock a little bit. You got to understand, sometimes we sound, negative or something about the Bulldogs. We're fans too.
Absolutely.
I think I'm the biggest Bulldog fan that exists.
I think we cut you open. You may bleed black and white.
Man goes in motion, is crossed. They fake it to him. Murphy's going to keep it around the left edge. He does dive forward across the 35 back to the 37-yard line, but not nearly enough for a first down. But a good, tough run by Murphy. And it's punt time again for Howe.
Man, thought you had something there when they faked the jet sweep and the left side of the field was open for just about a second for Murphy. But Blue Ridge converged rather quickly.
Punt number 5 for Johnny Garcia. Gets this one away. Kind of a wobbly kick and a bounce at the 35. Take a good Howe bounce to the 30 and be killed there by the speedster Riken Cross. And Blue Ridge will set up shop from there with 5:07 on the clock here in the second.
Well, I scored an update into the third inning, going into the top of the fourth. The Rangers have tied it up now 3-3.
Do we know how?
It was a bases loaded walk.
Okay, I'll take it.
We did leave the bases loaded.
So they're out of the inning.
They're out of the inning, yeah.
Well, that was an opportunity. First down and 10 here at Blue Ridge as the Tigers come back out on the field. How many times have we said Tigers this year? It's the final time out of 4 Tiger mascots on the schedule. Dickerson in the gun, 5 yards off the ball, handoff Dean, a little seam, a first down run to the 41-yard line. 42, I think, is where they'll spot him. Finally tackled by Colin Murphy. But they'll move the sticks, and that's what a little bit of the offense of Howe needs. You know, some first down runs. I think Ulmer's run may have been the only first down run that Howe's had.
I think so. He only won first down of the night. There's confusion over here on this side. There's two receivers, only one guy out there guarding in coverage.
Dean on the handoff around the right edge, escapes and eludes several tacklers, but finally by the shoestrings, Eli Stoner comes up and saves another first down run, but another gain of 7 or so, which will bring up second down and 3.
There were two receivers out the right side, only one man in coverage. But Bulldogs able to not be spread out so much, able to hang on to keep Dean from getting a big gain.
Nose of the ball touching the stripe of the 49-yard line from the right hash. Heading south with the wind at their back, Dickerson will hand off Dean, or that's Clayton rather, coming near side, escapes a tackle, escapes another tackle, goes out of bounds. Forced out by Cross and Stoner, but another first down run into Howe territory at the 46-yard line.
Clayton's the one guy on this team, Ryder Clayton, the junior, who runs the ball, ran over 300 yards and 267 yards receiving. So he'll line up everywhere, catching the ball or running the ball.
So Blue Ridge, if they're able to milk this clock, which they're doing.
Yeah, they're in no hurry right now.
And once again, remember, they will get the football to start the second half, as they did the first half, thanks to the fumble on the initial kickoff. This is Clayton around the left edge, being chased down by Furr. He beats Furr around the edge, and he could be gone. Kiss him goodbye. 46 yards for Clayton. Another touchdown by him. And the Tigers move on up the scoreboard 27-3, awaiting this PAT by Olvera.
It's kind of a sweep to the outside, and Clayton had a man right out there in front of him, kind of leading the way, leading the blocking. And Clayton basically went untouched from 46 yards out. I don't even think a Bulldog ever laid a hand on him.
He just basically outran Charles Furr to the corner. Olvera, the left-footed kicker, bangs it through. It's 28-3. 3:22 left before the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. We'll be right back.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap for Blue Ridge. 4 plays, 70 yards. Took a minute 38 off the clock. It was a 46-yard touchdown run by Clayton. Ryder Clayton. And Blue Ridge now leads 28-3 here at Blue Ridge in their revamped Tornado Stadium. They ought to just name it that. Whatever the tornado was named. Do they name tornadoes, or is that just hurricanes?
I think they still name tornadoes, yeah.
It's probably something like Howard. It's always something random like that.
Now they're moving up. There was I believe a personal foul, like running into the kicker, roughing the kicker on the extra point. on the last extra point, so they're moving the ball up to the 45-yard line, a 15-yard penalty.
So Olvera into kick instead of Hernandez for the first time on the kickoff, and he usually bangs it deep. Not trying to pooch it. Left-footed kicker is going to onside kick it, and it's going to be recovered by Howe on the front line at the 33-yard line. So not only does he kick it deep, but he also kicks the onside kicks, apparently.
Luckily, the Bulldogs able to handle that ground ball.
Speaking of ground balls, any updates?
4-3.
Arizona has taken the lead again on a solo home run.
Back and forth game in Arlington.
2 outs, top of the fourth.
We were kind of wondering which game would end first, this one or that one.
That's a good question. Baseball moves a little bit quicker nowadays.
Man in motion is Cross. They pitch it to him, coming near side from left to right. He'll gain positive yardage of about 3 or 4 yards, which will give him the 38-yard line.
I like it, trying to get the freshman into there. Get some of his speed out in open field and Bounds out there blocking for him. And able to get a little breathing room. Right now, you're just trying to get a first down. Don't worry about the touchdown just yet. Try to get you a first down.
4 yards for Cross. Ball on the left hash. Under 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Man in motion this time is Braden Ulmer. Murphy's going to keep it up the middle. Darts and dashes near a first down, a yard short at the 44-yard line. One of the better runs so far tonight. They'll spot it at the 43.
We've seen that so many times where Murphy will keep it either on the jet sweep or on the read option, and then he'll cut right through the middle of the defense. Usually out for big gains, gets up close to the first down. This one.
That's usually where he does best.
He does in between the tackles.
In between the tackles. 3rd and 1, a big down here. Murphy's going to keep it around the left edge. He has a first down and more. Barrels over a defender just past midfield at the 48-yard line. Good run again by Murphy, who stuck it in the gut of Bounds. It was a good ball fake.
Very good ball fake. I think he wanted to hand it to Bounds, and Blue Ridge committed so much on Bounds, and Murphy saw it and then took it back out and ran it himself and able to get the first down. Good decision there by Murphy to keep it. And now you got a first down. Now you can maybe see if you can build off that, but you got to start moving. It's a minute and a half to go.
3 receivers are bunched together on the far side. Now Cross comes in motion, and they'll give it to Cross. Trying to find the near corner from the short side of the field. He does not. He's going to lose 4 or 5 yards. Back to the Howe side of the field at the 48.
I believe there is a penalty holding.
Not defensive.
Offensive holding against Howe.
We'll see where that spots the ball and where the actual foul took place. So it might not be as bad as what it could have been. Because of the 5-yard loss, it's only about a 5-yard holding call because the holding happened about 5 yards in front of where the Cross went down. So the ball would be spotted at the 42.
Cross had no chance on that jet sweep either. They were pretty pursuing pretty quickly.
Murphy rolls out right, under pressure immediately. That's going to be another big loss. Back to the 38-yard line. So Howe has not had much luck trying to run around the edges at all.
I mean, it's Blue Ridge just, playing so fast. This is got a timeout called by.
Looks like Blue Ridge. Well, no, is it official time? It's Blue Ridge. We're going to take 1-2. 49 seconds left to go before the half. We'll be right back. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer
or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Welcome back. 49.3 seconds remaining before the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. Blue Ridge on top 28-3. Justin, this one, I tell you what, we've got a good halftime show coming up.
Okay.
Caroline did the interviews for us this week, and she was able to talk to Presley Harrell, a cheerleader, and was also able to talk to Lauren Ketching, the bandsman of the week, the assistant drum major. Lauren Ketching, her two older sisters were also drum majors for Howe, so family tradition.
Yeah.
They have also a family tradition in agriculture in the Howe School District. Dad is the school board president. Murphy's going to keep it. Darts up the middle, brought down hard. And he'll gain a yard at the 39. And now officials are calling another timeout by Howe.
Why would Howe call a timeout? I guess 3rd and 10. 49 seconds to go. You're down 28-3.
Seventh play of the drive. This is the longest drive Howe's had.
Oh, they got a first down. A couple of first. Have you got 2 first downs this drive? 1 first down?
Well, they made it up past midfield and then have gone backwards. But Howe again in all black tonight. A rare look on the road. Black tops and black pants. Again, Blue Ridge had some issues with their jerseys. That's why they're wearing all white tonight, white helmets. Green trousers, green numbers outlined in black. As we're just about ready to step back on the field.
What a year for them. New stadium, new press box, new jerseys they're going to be getting.
All you had to go through was a horrific tornado to get here, but glad everything is back in line over here. I know it was hard on this community for a while. Glad to see them back. Good people over here in Blue Ridge. 3rd down and a long way to go. A reverse coming to cross. Tries to escape a defender. Does cut a defender. Now looking for the outside. Shoestring tackle at the 39-yard line. All of that for no gain as Cross ran about 40 yards from one side of the field to the other. Made a nice cut, but was unable to make that last escape. And Howe will punt with the clock rolling. Well, now it stops at 27.7. Why is the clock stopping?
Why did the clock stop? I don't think they called a timeout.
And now they're saying roll the clock. But there was about 10 seconds where the clock should have gone. And do you see a play clock? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So Howe does not have to snap it. The play clock is at 30.
Blue Ridge has 2 timeouts, but I don't look like they're going to use one of the timeouts.
That's going to be the end of the first half here. So Howe's going to enter the locker room once again trailing big, 28-3, our halftime score. Once again, stay tuned. We've got a great halftime show coming up from Tiger Stadium in Blue Ridge. 28-3, the Tigers on top of Howe. We'll be right back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
Hey guys, it's Caroline, and I'm here with the Bandsman of the Week, Miss Lauren Ketching. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm so excited to be here with you. You know, I just adore you. So you're a drum major this year. When did you start that?
I tried out for drum major this summer, and I got it. So I was a flute last year. Couldn't be a drum major your freshman year. So I tried out my sophomore year against upperclassmen and was very nervous, but luckily I got it.
Okay, so just real quick, what do you do? What do you do during tryouts?
During tryouts, they have you conduct to a metronome in 4/4, 3/4, and 2/4. And then they have you conduct to a song, and you have to find the beats to it and hit 1 and 4 is what they're looking for.
So I just watched y'all's practice, and this is intense. Like it was my first experience seeing it, because I didn't do it in high school, and y'all are no joke. Okay, so you talked earlier that before you were a drum major, you played the flute. What did you like about the flute?
Getting to play the flute and march out on the field with all of my friends was the best experience ever, especially doing it under the lights on Friday nights. Marching out on the field was just an experience that nobody will ever be able to take away from me.
Okay, so you are a sophomore. When did you start in the band program?
I officially joined band in the 5th grade, but I've always grown up around it because both of my sisters were also in band in high school.
So we're going to talk about your sisters here in a little bit, but have you always gone to Howe?
I have always gone to Howe since kindergarten.
And who is your favorite teacher, period, at K through 10th? Who's your favorite?
I would have to say Mrs. Liss. She has always been there for me, whether I was in high school or not. I've grown up around her. She's just been like my aunt my whole life.
Oh. Okay, so band. What else are you involved in at high school?
I am involved in student council, FFA.
You have to be here at what time tomorrow morning?
6:30.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked briefly about your sisters, Kendall and Erin. Talk about what it means, because I remember a certain 6th grader, you, back in the day, who wanted to become drum major. You said, I will be drum major back then, and here we are. But talk about what that means to you, really following in your sister's footsteps.
So I've always wanted to follow in my sister's footsteps no matter what they did, but at the same time, I wanted to be my own person. Everybody's like, oh, are you going to be like Kendall and Erin and do what they did? And I'm like, yes, but not how they did it. I'm going to change things up, do it in my own Lauren type of way.
I have to imagine it's difficult with the three. Or do they help you out a lot? Like when you were going to try out, did they help you with things or?
Yes, they did.
Were they not supposed to?
No, they were. Kendall helps more than Erin did.
Were they pretty, strict?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about this weekend. Y'all are headed to area in Denton this weekend. Like I just said, I was out with y'all just a minute ago watching y'all's practice, and y'all are getting prepared. And what's crazy is this weather. Y'all don't know when y'all can be outside to practice. So talk about this weekend and what it means to then go to the place we don't talk about.
So this weekend there are 28 bands, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere around 20-ish bands performing at area, and the top 10 make it to finals. So we have been working our booties off this week. We practiced Monday night in the rain, and then yesterday during class we were practicing and it started sprinkling, but we still were out there driving towards what we are looking forward to. And hopefully this weekend we can be one of the top 4 bands that make it to the place we don't talk about.
So out of 28, only 4 will go to the place we don't talk about. And when would you go there?
The place we don't talk about is in the middle-ish of November, like the second week of November.
Well, I am so looking forward to watching y'all on Friday. I think that I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I think this is the best band performance that I've seen. It's really good, and I wish y'all all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
Hey guys, it is Caroline, and I am here with Presley Harrell, the varsity cheer captain. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm so excited to see you. You know, I've known you since I worked here in 7th grade, and I just absolutely adore you. So I'm so glad to be here doing the Lady Bulldog interview with you today. Have you always gone to Howe?
No, so I came to Howe in 4th grade. I was in Sherman. My mom had been trying to get me into Howe, but my transfer kept getting denied because I live in Sherman. But finally I got in, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, okay. What school did you go to in Sherman?
It was Nebula Elementary School. It's right next to the old middle school.
Oh, okay. Okay, so while you've been in Sherman, you've been in Howe, considering both, who has been your favorite teacher of all time and why?
Okay, it was definitely my 6th grade science teacher, Miss Jenny Tucker. She always was there for me when I would need help and stuff, and she always had fun activities when we were learning, and it was overall just a really good time in her classroom. And she doesn't teach in Howe anymore, but I still keep in touch with her.
I just saw her not too long ago. I bought a Peloton from her. So, yeah, she just had her baby. Okay, so also I mentioned earlier that I have known you since you were in 7th grade, and I was your cheer coach back then was it your 7th or 8th grade, or both? 8th grade. So your 7th grade year. So I just want to remind you of that for this next question, okay? Who has been your favorite coach of all time and why? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, in all seriousness, who's been your favorite coach and why?
I love all my coaches because they all work in different ways to help me in different aspects of everything. But it was probably Miss Kirby because she taught me a lot about myself that I didn't even realize I needed to know, and she just helped me throughout my awkward stage going into high school. And she taught me a lot about what I needed to learn for myself. And I developed these leadership skills through her. And I've grown into a young woman because of her.
Oh, she's the best. She is great. Okay, so you're in high school. You are a junior this year. Who is your favorite teacher currently in high school?
Definitely Miss Nail. Even though I don't understand when she's telling, so I'll think I'm saying I think I wrote a really good essay, and then she's like, you got to dig deeper, and I'm like, I thought I did, but then she always helps me figure out what I need to get deeper on to pass my AP exam.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so you are, like we said, the cheer captain. Congratulations on that. I remember when you told me we were at Chick-fil-A, your old work. You are. How many juniors are on the squad?
I think maybe 5 or 6.
And there's 3 seniors, correct?
Yes.
So let's talk about a couple of things. Talk about the closeness of this team and how y'all get along, and also talk about the seniors and what those 3 seniors mean to you guys.
Okay, so it's definitely I feel like we've all grown closer this year because we've just had a group that bonded really fast. And our 3 seniors, they're awesome. We always try to find things to make this year special for them, and they always have input on what goes on.
You also got a new coach. You mentioned that your coach was Pam Kirby for a while. She was here for a while. She's still here, by the way. But your new coach, Monica Little. Can you talk about the differences between those two, or maybe there's not any differences? Maybe they're the same. They have the same style.
Okay, it's definitely very similar because I think they have a lot of the same morals, and they're 2 very hardworking ladies, and they both drive our team to be as best as we can. I definitely think there is there's some differences, but it's kind of some cool new stuff. For example, every Friday we do football goodie bags, and we've never had a way to see if people are actually getting them out of the closet, but she came up with the idea to get QR codes and to make sure everybody scans and stuff. So it's just little things like that because she's a teacher, so she has all these ideas.
Oh, that's such a good. Yeah, they seem a lot of the same. I know Coach Kirby was really strict, and they seem like they would be the same in that aspect. Okay, so what other than cheerleading, what else do you participate here at Howe High School?
Okay, so cross country, cheer obviously, and then basketball, and then track, and then student council, interact club, and I think that's it.
You're a busy girl. Okay, so let's talk about this year's overall cheer squad. What are y'all's goals for the year?
Okay, so I think at the beginning of the year, we lost a lot of seniors. So I think the original goal was rebuilding and creating or giving these girls new skills and building their skills. But I think at this point, we've made so much progress. And I think at this point, we're looking forward to competition. And our goal is going to be that because we're at this point in the football season where we've perfected our sideline stuff, and we don't really need to work on that anymore. And so we're going to get ready for competition in January.
So I was going to ask, so they start in January. Nice. Okay. So this is your first year as captain, correct? Okay. So talk about your leadership skills. Are you a vocal leader? Do you lead by example? How do you lead the squad?
Honestly, I think I'm both, because I'm very conscious, of what I'm doing all the time, and I always try to watch what I'm doing, when I'm around other people, and I always follow, our rules that we have set. But also, I think I do a good job of voicing it to other people, because sometimes, not everybody's as, conscious of it as I am, I guess. And so I try to help remind others, the right way to do things. And
so talk about and you don't have to go into all of them, but what are your responsibilities as cheer captain?
Okay, so every day we come into practice, I kind of help lead our team on what to do next, if that makes sense. So if I decide what we do that day and what needs to happen to fix the problems, if we run into issues, and I lead our sidelines on Friday nights, and overall just watch over everybody.
Okay. All right. So talking about the football team, we've had 2 pretty rough games the past 2 weeks against some very good teams, Gunner and Bells. What do you do when, we're in situations like that? How do you keep these spirits up in the crowd?
So it's really hard, because when we're getting beat like that, it's really hard because everybody's down. And so I always just try to tell my team that we have to keep the energy up, because it starts with us. So if we don't have good energy, then nobody else is going to want to. So even when somebody else just scored, we're back there staying loud and cheering still to, get back on defense and keep working hard, because that's all you really can do.
Well, I'm down there with y'all every Friday, and y'all are great, and I love it. Well, Presley, thank you so much for coming and talking to me today, and I will see you later tonight.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Monty Walker.
Welcome back. It's 28-3 Blue Ridge over Howe at the half. I'm here with Stephen Braswell, and he's going to give us some stats. So go ahead and take it away.
Okay, Jake, thanks. So for the Bulldogs so far, first half, they've got a total of 2 first downs. total yards of 30 yards, and all those yards come on the ground. 24 rushes, 30 yards. We're 0 for 2 for passing right now. There were 2. Murphy had two attempts, but both of them fell short. For Blue Ridge, right in first half, they've got 8 first downs so far. They've got a total yards of 162, 14 rushes for 93, and 3 passes for 69 yards. They're 3 of 4 for 69 yards on passing. For the Bulldog individual stats, Braden Ulmer has 2 rushes for 20 yards. Colin Murphy has 9 rushes for 16 yards. Racken Cross has 2 rushes for 3 yards. Knox Bounds has 10 rushes for 0 yards so far. And then Jonathan Garcia, he's actually had a muff punt, but that come out for -9 yards, 1 rush for -9 yards. For the Blue Ridge Tigers, rushing, Ryder Clayton, 4 rushes, 54 yards and a touch. Hayden Dean, 6 rushes for 42 yards and a touch. Micah Dickerson, 2 rushes, 5 yards and a touch. And Kevin Oliver, how you pronounce it? Overa, 1 rush for 4 yards. As far as passing goes, like I mentioned earlier, Dickerson is 3 for 4 for 69 yards with 1 TD. As far as receiving goes, Ryder Clayton has caught all of his passes, all 3 of them, 69 yards, 1 touch. So that's stats.
All right, there's some stats for you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with highlights. Again, the score 28-3, Blue Ridge over Howe at the half. We'll be right back.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
Welcome back. I'm going to try to make it through the second half. Got a little woozy there. Hopefully Justin White doesn't make his debut here in the second half. Okay, let's recap the first half here. Give me some crowd mic down, and let's go with the opening kickoff. Didn't start very well, as the Howe Bulldogs were intended to receive the kick to start the game, and it didn't go just perfectly, as J.J. Hernandez usually boots a pooch kick, and he did so to start this football game. And he is going to do that, going right side, going to be caught on the run. The ball's on the turf, and I think Blue Ridge has recovered to start this football game. And that didn't go well. That gave Blue Ridge the ball, but Howe held them to a punt there. The Howe Bulldogs took it with 9:27 on the clock and had a punt blocked, which gave Blue Ridge great field position at the 34-yard line. And 5 plays later, it was a 9-yard touchdown by Dickerson to open our scoring tonight.
snap again. Dickerson brings it down, runs to the right side, finds the edge. He's into the end zone. It worked out perfectly, and now we have a strobe light session. 5 plays, 34 yards for Blue Ridge on the drive. Took 3:01 off the clock and gave the Tigers a 7-0 lead with exactly 4 minutes on the clock. Howe had to punt for the first time of 5 in the first half. That gave Blue Ridge the ball at their own 19-yard line, but they only they actually fumbled the football. And this will be a quick pass out. This could be a lateral, and it is. It's recovered by Braden Ulmer, and Howe has the ball at the 6-yard line, knocking on the door. But they went backwards, as they have a lot tonight, and had to settle for a 32-yard field goal by Johnny Garcia. Murphy holds. It's on the ground. The kick is long enough. It is up, and it is good. Jonathan Garcia banks through a 32-yard field goal to get Howe on the board 7-3 with 29 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Blue Ridge had to punt for the first time tonight. They gave it back to, or second time rather, gave it back to Howe at their own 12-yard line. Had to punt. Garcia dropped the snap, which gave Blue Ridge the ball at the Howe 8-yard line. They only needed 1 play to score. Toss to Dean on the right edge, skipping his way and running over a defender on his way for a 1-play touchdown of 8 yards. That only took 5 seconds off the clock, gave Blue Ridge a 14-3 lead with 8:37 remaining in quarter number 2. Howe was forced to punt once again. Gave it to Blue Ridge at their own 49-yard line. Once again, only needed 1 play. Wants to throw, looking deep down the field, hammers it deep. Left side all alone, making the catch. Is that Dean? It was Clayton. And that ended a 1-play, 51-yard drive that took 10 seconds off the clock, extending Blue Ridge's lead 21-3 at the 6:39 mark in the second. Howe was forced to punt again for the 5th time in the half. Gave it to Blue Ridge at their own 30-yard line. They drove 4 plays, 70 yards, took 1:38 off the clock, and punched it in on a 46-yard touchdown by Clayton. This is Clayton around the left edge, being chased down by Furr. He beats Furr around the edge, and he could be gone. Kiss him goodbye. 46 yards for that Clayton. Gave Blue Ridge a 28-3 lead with 3:22 remaining in the half, and that's where we are. As the players run through is there not a tunnel tonight? I guess the tunnel is over there, but no tunnel. It's not inflated. Blue Ridge with the strobe light session. Come back out on the scene on Studio 54 here in Blue Ridge, Texas.
Yeah, I didn't see a tunnel. Was there one at the beginning of the game? I didn't think I even noticed.
I don't think there was a tunnel for Howe.
Apparently there was not.
Unfortunate. So both teams back out on the field again. Howe was they received the football to start the game but fumbled it. So Blue Ridge will start with the football again here in the second half. So not good news if you're a Howe Bulldog fan. And we'll see who does the kicking. It looks like Olvera is going to kick. So you're getting one of 2 things here. You're going to kick it deep. You're going to get the ball into the hands of I take that back. Howe's kicking. I just said that, right?
Yeah.
I saw Olvera and I got confused as he skips his way out on the field. Some sort of it looked like a do-rag hanging out the back of his helmet as he runs out, and he'll stand at the 35-yard line. Howe to kick it away from the 40. Howe will be moving left to right. Conversely, the Tigers in strangely white uniforms at home, and an onside kick. Howe's going to try to recover it. It did go 10 yards. There's a scramble for it past midfield. No one is indicating either one has it, and Blue Ridge has recovered. And there was a good scramble for it at the bottom there, but
I like the thought. It seemed like, I can't remember what game it was. We saw that last year where the Bulldogs tried that. Garcia ran up to the ball and kicked it, and it went 9.5 or 9 3/4 yards and then stopped. This one went 10 yards, and there's a pretty good scramble for it. I thought maybe Howe fell on it, but Blue Ridge is able to get it on their own 47-yard line.
So they'll start there, moving right to left, with Isaiah Gaddis split out wide right. Look out here. Clayton split out wide left. Dickerson in the gun. He's going to hand off on first down to Hayden Dean up the middle. It's going to gain pretty good yardage of about 5 on first down, crossing midfield to the 48-yard line.
Hayden Dean with the handoff up the middle. A lot of the run seems like they've been on the outside. Not a lot between the tackles. Dean able to get about 5 yards on the carry.
2nd down and 5. We're just underway in the second half. 11:23 on the clock. Any update from Arlington? Isaiah Gaddis split out wide right. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Dickerson turns around and says something to Clayton, who moves positions to the left of him. He gets the ball here, running parallel to the line of scrimmage, trying to cut the corner. He's got a lot of room in front of him, and he's got a lot of speed. Turns around and looks at the Bulldogs as he strolls into the end zone on a 48-yard touchdown by Clayton once again. And it didn't take very long for Blue Ridge to get in the end zone. 1:07 exactly.
Clayton just to kind of sweep from the outside. Almost looked like the same play he scored on the other, just going to the left side. This time he went to the right. And got some blockers on the outside. Got one of his other running back, I can believe, got Dean out there blocking for him. And it was just a foot race again.
Olvera's PAT has been true all night, and this one is no different. 35-3, our new score from Blue Ridge, Texas. We'll be right back.
Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap coming up in a moment. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be taken on a run by an up man. I do not believe that was Murphy, but it might have been, and it was Murphy.
It was Murphy, yeah.
And Howe will have the ball at their own 41-yard line on their first possession of the second half. Hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap was 2 plays and 53 yards. Took a minute 7 off the clock, and it was a 48-yard touchdown by Clayton. Ryder Clayton. And Howe comes back out on offense for the first time in the second half. Murphy in the gun. Right to the right of him is Knox Bounds. He sends a man in motion, which is cross, fakes the hand to him, throws a screen pass out left. Braden Ulmer is going to get positive yardage, maybe 3 yards before he's slung down, just shy of the 45-yard line.
I kind of like that. I thought about that earlier. Try some bubble screens or something, some quick passes, and get out to Ulmer. We're always talking about wanting to get the ball into Ulmer's hands, but maybe some screens on the outside. That time they were able to do a quick pass and get about 4 or 5 yards out of it.
Howe comes to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 7. 2 receivers to the near side. Howe moving left to right from our vantage point. The pass is dropped. It was a screen pass out to Ryland Strong, who had maybe to go down to the knees to make that reception, but he'll be the first one to tell you that ball should have been caught.
Should have been caught, and you could see from he's over on the other side right in front of the Howe sidelines, and all the way from up here you could tell he looked to his left to see who was about to come, where he was going to make his move before he caught the ball.
3rd down and 7 for Howe. Left to right from the 44-yard line. Murphy rolls out left, finds BU right in the middle of the field, or actually between the numbers and the left hash. He's going to be tackled just short of the first down marker. They got a left-footed spot once again. It's going to be about a yard short, so a decision here for Lance Bryan.
You're down 28-3. You got to go for it. And that's a bad spot to me. I mean, I know it was short, but, man, I thought he got at least maybe half a yard short. He's a full yard, almost a little over a full yard almost.
Charlie Vera checks into the game as a tight end. Changes jersey number to 44. Looks like they may be going wild dog here. 4th and 1. Murphy trying to find somewhere to run, and last effort gets him across the line to gain, and it'll be a first down for Howe, just crossing midfield to the Blue Ridge 49-yard line. A good effort by Murphy again.
Well, he had to work for it. He was leaning forward trying to get those extra yards. A quarterback design run for him over the left side of the line, right behind Luciano Vasquez and Michael Weimer, and barely able to get enough for that first down.
They'll spot it at the 48. New set of downs for Howe. We hadn't said that a whole lot. We're just under 9 minutes left to go in the 3rd. Snap back to Murphy, and he's met in the backfield immediately. Just immediately. Coming off the right edge was the defender there, Brody Goodman, who wrapped him up immediately.
Goodman kind of playing assignment football on the play action or the RPO there. He zeroed in. Murphy was his man. Murphy kept it, and he was right there with him. As soon as Murphy kept it, tried to throw the ball, he was right there and took him down.
1 foot forward, 2 steps back. That's a loss of about 6. Back to the 46-yard line. 2nd down and 16 for Howe. Murphy again rolls out left, in trouble, escapes for a moment, escapes again. Here he comes near side. Tucks it up and is going to be brought down after about a 5-yard gain, once again crossing the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line.
Man, how did he get out of that mess? Went to his left side, nobody there. He was caught dead to right, and he just took the ball, went back, reverse field back the other way, able to break a tackle or two and get back to the original line of scrimmage.
He's got a greasy jersey.
He does. He's very slippery.
So it's 3rd down and 10 after the Murphy run. By the way, it's 5-3 Arizona over Texas in the
top of 6.
Top of the 6th. Murphy on the run, wants to throw deep down the field, and it's going to be intercepted. The 7th interception of the year from the 30-yard line. Crosses midfield into Howe territory, flag down, and the defender is down at the 38-yard line.
Intercepted by Caleb Gaddis. It was just an ill-advised throw. He just kind of threw that up for grabs. I didn't see who the intended receiver was, but Gaddis was playing kind of center field and able to intercept that. And it really wasn't a bad throw as far as, like, it's 3rd down. If you don't get that, you get intercepted. It's caught around their own 30-yard line. Thing is, he got a good return out of it.
It's kind of like a punt.
Yeah.
These days.
That's kind of why it was like it was a bad throw, but not the worst thing in the world. But the return is what got you. But there's a flag on the play. See what the flag does to you.
Usually these kinds of things are blocking below the waist on an interception return.
Mm-hmm.
That usually is the call, but we'll see what it is. Apparently there's 2 flags on the play. It'll be Blue Ridge ball. Is it offsetting penalties?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't really understand what he was. They got a microphone, but you can't understand what he's saying. But
ball will be at the 40 of Howe. He left his microphone on for that whistle, didn't he?
Yeah, right in our ear.
1st and 10 for Blue Ridge in Howe territory at the 40-yard line, moving right to left. The wind picked up during the halftime show, but the flags now have settled a little bit. Throwing against the wind, Dickerson looking downfield is going to tuck it and run. And he's going to pick up maybe 7 to the 33-yard line thereabouts.
Dickerson very elusive and pretty good pocket presence. And he's fast too, so you got to account for him when he drops back and avoids pressure. He's got the threat to throw it downfield. He's a pretty good passer. Had 18 touchdowns coming into the game, but can run the ball if he feels pressure and pretty good at, pretty fast.
They're going to say he stepped out at the 36-yard line, so only a 4-yard gain. It brings up 2nd down and 6, 7:05 on the clock here in the third. High snap. Dean on the carry, running over left tackle. I think he has enough for a first, and he does, near the 25-yard line of Howe. And I think they'll mark it at the 26. So a 10-yard run by Dean.
Dean gets that handoff, and he's kind of running downhill. And that offensive line for Blue Ridge is just from looks, an eyeball test, they pretty good sized offensive line.
Gaddis split out wide to the Isaiah Gaddis split out wide to the right. And whistles before this one can get underway. Usually a false start by the offense. It's going to go against Blue Ridge. And they'll mark it back, step it off 5 yards. So who do the Longhorns have tomorrow?
They have BYU.
Oh, that's right.
Who's OU got?
Kansas.
Okay.
Should be a good one.
It'll be a trap game right there. Not careful.
BYU Texas could be a good one. Texas starting quarterbacks out.
It might be better off.
We'll see. I don't know.
Snap back, Dickerson, a quick strike throw out to Clayton, trying to break the seam of 3 defenders. He does for a moment. Stoner there, Murphy there, Ulmer there to help bring him down. It'll be a fairly good gain. It'll set up a 2nd down and 15, or 3rd down rather, and about 10. I'm sorry, let's reset. 2nd down and about 6. Okay. Ball at the 22. Dean again gets the carry, running right, looking for a block from Clayton. Cuts the seam, but has a Bulldog right on his back. Not enough for a first down, but a good gain of about 4 yards. Sets up a 3rd and short for the Tigers inside the 20-yard line at the 18.
Nice job by the Bulldogs, kind of string him out as he's trying to turn that corner and not over pursue. He's only able to get a couple yards out of it. Not to give Blue Ridge any pointers, but man, if they turn this offense to a kind of a hurry-up type offense, kind of like Gunner does, they could really be deadly.
They do have weapons on offense, that's for sure. Isaiah Gaddis split out wide right. Look out there. Looking that way in the end zone all alone. Touchdown, Isaiah Gaddis, about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and the light show comes on again. And now a late flag comes in. This could be celebration or taunting in the end zone by Isaiah Gaddis. But for the moment, the Tigers are up 41-3, awaiting this PAT, which will be assessed on the kickoff.
Tell you what, the Tigers have found out where the freshmen are and are picking on them. Gaddis one-on-one with, I believe that was Ryland Strong. And Gaddis wins that matchup. The second freshman that's been scored on, Ryland, and then Buttery was scored on earlier.
Olvera on to kick this one away. Dickerson to hold. The kick barely squirrels through over the crossbars, but it's good. 42-3, our new score, 5:06 remaining in quarter number 3. We'll be back after this timeout.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership,
democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Welcome back. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. 5 plays, 40 yards. Took 2 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock. And it looks like Howe's Ryland Strong picks up the Tech Wave kickoff. And there's a fumble. No indication yet of who has recovered.
Flag came flying out as well.
In the meantime, it was an 18-yard touchdown strike from Micah Dickerson to Isaiah Gaddis to get us our new score, 42-3. There's 5:06 on the clock, and Howe apparently has recovered the kick return. And again, it's special teams. But Howe will retain, and with 4:52, take over for their second possession on offense. And they'll have it. What is that? Where'd they spot the ball there, Justin? Is it 40?
The fumble happened around the 44, maybe 45 of Howe.
Officials are still talking about this out there.
Yeah, they haven't spotted it yet. Russell saying the 46.
We assumed that Howe recovered because no one jumped for joy and celebrated with white jerseys on over here. The officials are getting ready to make a call, apparently, and ready to spot the ball. The referee tonight is Greg Hicks, the umpire William Powell. He's not the guy who throws a bunch of hog roasts. He's a different William Powell. Head linesman is Antende Tiemba. The line judge Joseph Gamzee, and the back judge Ronnie Bethea. They'll spot the ball at the 46, and Howe will have it there at their own 4 yards shy of midfield. Bulldogs come out on offense for the second time tonight. Murphy in the gun knocks Bounds to his left, and Bounds gets the carry up the gut, drags a defender maybe for a yard.
Just not much on that interior line for Howe. Bounds gets it. He sees something. That's a pretty good hole, but he closes up pretty quickly.
Still 5-3 in Arlington. Rangers batting.
Runner on.
We're having some connectivity issues, so we may be behind.
Yeah, I'm about to say, people at home may be saying, guys, it's 5-5 now.
Yeah.
Or 7-3.
Second down and 9 for Howe here in Blue Ridge. Man in motion is Ulmer. A quick screen pass to Riken Cross. And I think he's going to lose yardage again. Cross now has 2 catches, and both of them have lost yardage. Trying to get him in the flats to use his speed, but they can't get around defenders. Back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Blue Ridge has done a good job of shutting down the interior runs, the quick screen passes, the jet sweeps.
Yeah, what do you got?
I mean,
Murphy, the ball goes right through his hands on the snap. He dives backwards and lands on the football, although Blue Ridge says they have the football, and they do. At the Howe 30-yard line, the ball, another fumble for Howe. This one not on special teams.
But another high snap, though.
But the ball went right through his hands. And now Blue Ridge will turn it around and head north
Well, I thought Murphy fell and Gaddis was right there with him. And I guess Gaddis was able to wrestle it from him when both of them went down for it. I'm not sure. I thought Murphy had recovered it when he was running back for it. He had Isaiah Gaddis right there with him, and Gaddis able to take it from him, and another turnover by the Bulldogs.
You know, I haven't done color in a long time. Justin, you want to do some play-by-play?
Sure. Right now, or?
Go ahead.
All right, Dickerson in the shotgun formation, hands off. This is to Dean. Handoff up the middle, gets up to about the 15-yard line. I'm sorry, that's going to be, is that Dean or is that?
Yeah, I believe that was Dean.
8 looked like a 6 there for a second.
There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding call against Blue Ridge, so negate the big 8-yard run on first down.
42-3 is the score. 3:16 to go here in the third quarter here from Blue Ridge. And the ball we placed back at the 35-yard line for Blue Ridge.
So it was a down the field hold. Spot foul would, holding call is 10 yards, and a spot must have been 5 yards after the carry. So that's why it's only at the 35-yard line instead of the 40.
Clayton in the backfield with Dickerson, and Dean to his right. Hands off to Dean. Dean tries to push his across the 35, still in his. He gets to about the 33-yard line for a short 2-yard gain on that one. Bring it up. They'll bring up a third and call it maybe third and 13, third and 14.
Dean right there had the ball in his left hand, and he swung it way out there away from his body, and I thought at some point a Bulldog paw is going to get on that ball and be able to swipe it away, but quickly Dean was able to bring it back in.
Especially if you're trying to go for extra yards, it's always a time for the ball to get stripped from it. It's going to be second down in 14. Here, snap off to Dean. Dean across the 25 or 30 up to the 25-yard line. Going to be near the first down. But a 5-yard gain on that one.
Bryce Piper in on the stop. It's one of the sophomores that got called up a couple of weeks ago. And Coach Bryan said that, some of these freshmen are just as talented, but he hesitated on calling them up just because he didn't know if they were better than the starters. But, some of them are getting a lot of playing time on both sides of the ball now.
Right off to Dickerson, going to pitch out to Clayton. That's Dean. Dean to the left side. Sidesteps another man to the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Hit to the end as he gets the end zone. No signal yet. Touchdown, Blue Ridge. Clayton Dean from about 26 yards out on a pitch out to the left side. Cut back inside and dove at the last minute, able to get in the end zone for the touchdown. Makes it 48-3 Blue Ridge. And the route is on here from Tiger Stadium in Blue Ridge.
The ball was snapped from the middle of the field. It was just a quick toss to Dean, who put his left foot in the ground on the hash and went straight up the hash mark and beat everybody else in.
Here's the extra point. It is up, and it is no good. I think it went maybe left. And score right now, 1:38 to go here in the third quarter. Blue Ridge up big on the Bulldogs, 48-3. We'll be back after this.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Kevin O'Vera to kick the kickoff here. And it'll bounce at about the 10, the 15. Taken by Ulmer on the far side. Comes up, has a seam to the 20, 30, to the 35, the 40, 45, foot race, 50 into Bulldog territory, 30, 35, 30, down to the 20, the 15, the 5. Can he get there? He's going to be tackled inside the 5-yard line.
Get that young man the football.
Braden Ulmer coming on the far left side and diagonally all the way to almost the corner into Bulldog territory to the 5-yard line. There is a flag down. I think it's maybe a face mask at the end.
Could be a horse collar. He was drugged down from behind. But Ulmer again electrifies everybody when he gets the ball in his hand. It's just the opportunities have not been there for him.
Got to get it in his hand somehow, some way. They do it right there with the kickoff return. Let's see what the flag is. They'll sort this out.
Maybe you should keep doing
play-by-play. And it's going to be the horse collar. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
Which is only about 2.5 yards.
So spot at the 2.5 where the Bulldogs will set up shop. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. 48-3 is the score. Blue Ridge up on Howe.
1:20 on the clock. Ulmer went from left to right, darting across the field.
You going to take this one?
Murphy snapped back. He's going to keep it and met in the backfield. Another loss and now a late flag comes in from the back judge.
Could that be a face mask? I didn't think it was, but how could it be from the back judge anyways? What if that's an eligible man downfield?
Well, he didn't have time. I don't think. He took a step back. I'm not sure there was time for anybody to go downfield. Right now the ball's spotted back to the 8-yard line. And is a player being escorted off the field? We have an ejection.
Man, that's coming off the field is 25. Ty Maunger?
Checking in for Blue Ridge will be Ty Garcia.
One tie in, one tie out, one tie out, one tie in.
Say that again?
One tie out. Ty Maunger, Ty Garcia going in.
So now that moves the ball up again to the 5.
And I didn't see what he did to get to warrant the injection.
Well, it came quickly from the backside. Here's Murphy again with Knox to his left. Knox bounds. Snap back, and Murphy's going to keep it in jail, trying to escape. Now he initially went left, was nothing there. Matter of fact, a white jersey right in his face, so he turned around like a squirrel and went straight up the middle. Not much was there either, and he ends up losing 2 yards back to the 7.
Colin Squirrel Murphy.
The squirrel.
Drop back, and he had nothing there, and lucky to even get anything out of that.
The 2 defensive ends for Blue Ridge are just blowing up everything for Howe. There's been no read option. There's been no option. You can't read, you can't option. Murphy rolls out left, looks downfield, wide open BU at the 3, strolls into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Listen to the fight song.
Hadn't heard that in a while.
48-9, awaiting the PAT with 21 seconds remaining in the third. Get that young man the ball.
And Murphy with now
that's his first touchdown pass of the year.
Is it? I was about to say, I have 0. I was like, surely that's not right, is it? But yeah, that's his first touchdown pass of the year.
Garcia's extra point is almost blocked, but it is good. And it's 48-10. Blue Ridge in the lead. 21.2 seconds remaining in the third. We'll be back right after this.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. 3 plays, 3 yards for Howe. The big play on the drive was the kick return by Braden Ulmer, which went about 85 yards. Moved the ball down to the 3-yard line. They punched it in on a 7-yard touchdown for Murphy, his first touchdown pass of the year to none other than Braden Ulmer.
Watch for the onside.
Garcia tees it up at the 45-yard line, middle of the field, and an onside is coming. A big hop at the end, and I think Blue Ridge was able to get back on it.
I think it went out of bounds because I saw a flag come out.
I don't think it went 10 yards either. They're going to spot it at the 49. So it went out of bounds prior to getting the needed 10 yards to even have a chance.
Well, give the Bulldogs credit. They're still fighting. Even down 38 points.
8 seconds ran off the clock on the onside kick. So 21.2 on the board. It's 48-10, Blue Ridge in the lead. And the offensive line for Blue Ridge is just wearing down Howe now. Those are big cats up front.
Mm-hmm.
Thor graduated, which was a good sign for Howe. Of course, he manhandled most of District 8-3A Division II a year ago. Handoff to, that's Olvera up the middle. A lot of speed. He breaks through. Look out to the house. He gone. 44 yards. Olvera showing flashes of dynamic speed as he finally hits the G in Blue Ridge.
Well, you're used to seeing Hayden Dean back there, but it's like they put in their closer. Oliveira just another speed. Gets the handoff, and just like everybody was standing still, and outruns everyone to the end zone.
Those are easy drives on your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. The kick is blocked, recovered by Howe. And that will leave our score at 54-10 with 11 seconds left before the fourth. We'll be back after this timeout.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
The Tech Wave kickoff by Hernandez will go to Murphy, who makes the fair catch at the 35-yard line. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. They're getting their money's worth out of the past 3 weeks, that's for sure. One play, 45 yards. It was a 45-yard touchdown run, a very quick one by Kevin Olvera. It took 10 seconds off the clock somehow to run 10 yards, or 45 yards for him. I think he probably ran that in about 5 flat, however. But that brings our new score 54-10, Blue Ridge over Howe in Tornado Alley.
And, man, how many 1 yard or 1 play, 2 play drives do they have? They've been, I mean, you don't have to really count them, but I'm just saying that it seems like that a lot of their drives are just less than 5 plays.
Over the past 3 weeks, I'm going to guess that somewhere between 8 and 10 drives have been 1 play for the opponent. Murphy, deep ball, all alone, Braden Ulmer down the sideline. Makes the catch at the 35 and down at the 30. Get that young man the ball.
Man, Ulmer just a straight route down the sidelines. Just run a vertical route, and Murphy able to hit him right in stride. And I don't think anybody tackled him. I think he may have tripped over his own feet at the 30-yard line.
That's the end of the third quarter. We're heading to the fourth. 54-10, Blue Ridge in the lead. We'll be back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Ball at the 30-yard line. Get that young man the ball.
Please.
Ulmer the slot to the right this time. Bounds in the backfield with Murphy. Bulldogs on the move. Cross goes in motion. Swing pass out to him. He drops it. He had a man right in his face. Goodman was right there. As Cross, I think, had alligator arms a little bit. If he'd have made that catch, he'd have lost yardage again, probably 4 yards. So it's probably best he did have alligator arms on that.
He motioned inside before the snap, and then when the snap came, it went outside like a quick bubble screen, and just he heard footsteps for sure. And he would have been tackled by the line of scrimmage. So like you said, it was good they just let that thing drop.
2nd down and 10, 2 receivers to either side. Bounds to the left side of Murphy, who wants to throw. Looks over to the right side, caught by Cross. This time he has positive yardage and possibly a first down, and I think he does. Cross darting across from left to right. And that young man has some speed.
Well, it was a good pass by Murphy. It was a quick out pattern by Cross, and he hit Cross right over the right shoulder, only where he could catch it, and almost caught it like in stride to the outside.
10-yard gain takes it to the 20, just inside the 20. Howe moving north into the teeth of the wind. So short passes, if any, for the Bulldogs. They've opened it up a little bit as the game has moved on. Another pass goes over the head of Braden Ulmer. On the right side, just outside the numbers, he went up for it, tried to make the catch, went right through his white gloves over his head. Not a chance to catch it.
Yeah, it wasn't a catchable ball. It was way over his head. And he had two white jerseys right around him as soon as if he would even caught that ball.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Howe. Buttery split out wide to the near side on the left. Snap back to Murphy, bobbles it a little bit, now changes direction, decides to run, tucks it up over right guard. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, it looked like he dropped back and stumbled over his own feet and then tried to move forward and just didn't look right from the beginning.
5th play of the drive coming up for Howe. 10:32 and rolling here in the 4th.
5-3, bottom of the 7th. Arizona on top of the Rangers. 2 outs.
Bounds to the right of Murphy. Murphy wants to run. Here's the reverse. Coming near side to Cross. Look out. Trying to find the edge. He runs right into a defender's arms who made a great open field tackle. And that was Cash Goodman who makes the stop. And a textbook tackle.
It was. Cross had it. And I tell you, I thought he had some open field, but Goodman did a good job. Just stayed right there in his lane and able to make a good textbook tackle to keep the return or the run. I don't know if he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's 4th down and about 8.5. It would be about a 35-yard field goal, but instead they're going to go for it on 4th and 8. Murphy, left-handed quarterback, throws it right at the sticks. It's caught on the far side by Cross, and I think he's got the first down, and he does.
Got enough. Murphy rolling to his right, sprint out to the right side. As you said, he's a left-handed quarterback and able to hit Cross just about a yard beyond the sticks to get the first down and convert that 4th down.
Blonde hair, number 12, left-handed. Is he Kenny Stabler? 3 receivers bunched together on the right side. On 1st and goal from the 8, Murphy drops back, throws in the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Guess who?
I don't think it's Ulmer. Ryland Strong.
I thought Ulmer was in the area. It is Ryland Strong.
Yeah. I think Ulmer was nearby, but that's Ryland Strong. Guess who? Ryland Strong.
Ryland Strong. It's not BU.
It's RS.
RS on the touchdown reception of 8 yards.
Doesn't roll off the tongue quite like BU.
Not like BU. Garcia's PAT is blocked.
Uh-oh.
This one could go the other way. Lots of speed. On his way to return this one for 2 yards. Murphy giving chase, making up a lot of ground, but can't make up all the ground. And the block extra point ends up for 2 points for Blue Ridge to make it 56-16. So the celebration of Ryland Strong's first career touchdown is short-lived. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
8:30 on the clock here in the 4th. Howe's going to have to kick off to Blue Ridge. On your Tech Wave kickoff is another high kick that's not going to go 10 yards on the onside. And Garcia not happy with himself as the ball went actually 2 yards. Your Hit Roof and Exterior scoring drive recap for Howe was a 7-play, 63-yard drive, took 3 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock, ended on an 8-yard touchdown reception by Ryland Strong, the first of his career, from Colin Murphy, the second of his career passing. The first one happened moments ago. And the 54-16 Blue Ridge lead didn't last very long, or it actually extended moments later on the extra point, which was blocked and returned for a 2-point conversion.
which brings our new score 56-16 as the Tigers come back out on the field from the 42-yard line of Howe.
About 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Handoff, new running back into the game. He steps over one defender on his way for 3 yards, and that new running back into the game is Ty Garcia.
Yeah, you get the Ryland Strong touchdown and then kick the extra point. You get 6 points, and then you have to give 2 back, so it's only a 4-point swing out of that.
4-yard gain takes it to the 38. Burn clock burn at this point. Second down, and here's a buck sweep to the near side. Olvera, this time he's captured at the 35-yard line for only 3 yards. Olvera with lots of speed, and everyone sees him with his pink shoes, but he gets up limping a little bit. And he's in some pain there. I think he's finally going to come on. He doesn't want to leave the field, but he's going to have to.
Barely walk.
He's going to stay in the game. Looks like maybe a right ankle issue, and he's going to split out as a slot receiver on the left side. He hobbles out there. Ball at the 35. Dickerson in the gun, and he will hand off to Garcia again. Breaks through on the left side. Coming up and missing a tackle is a Bulldog on a first down run. It was Colin Murphy who made a dive at the ankles just shy of the first down marker, but Garcia escaped that and ran for about 6 more yards. They'll spot it at the 27-yard line.
And Blue Ridge at this point is just kind of keeping the ball on the ground. They're going to turn this clock out. The clock is still running. It didn't stop during the moving of the sticks.
6:17 and rolling, as you mentioned.
And with the Rangers losing, with the Bulldogs losing this, their playoff hopes are pretty much gone.
Pretty much gone. Olvera, who's running way better than he was a moment ago, gets the handoff here, has a first down run to the 15-yard line, 14-yard line.
Olvera chewing up a lot of yards on each carry. Quick guy in the backfield.
Very quick.
When Blue Ridge and Leonard played, whatever that was, last week or a couple weeks ago, they got a pretty good high-scoring affair in that game. You got a lot of athletes on both sides of the ball for those teams.
It's good to see Dickerson doing so well. He took a shot during the Bells game, kind of late. Handoff to Olvera again, knocked down after 4 yards. And that'll take it to the 11-yard line. We're at the 5:05 mark.
The Bulldogs will get ready for their last game of the season next week against Lone Oak.
How are we doing in Arlington?
5-3. Top of the 8th.
2 outs.
One out.
Mine says 2.
Oh, okay.
Are we sensing some Adalis Garcia magic perhaps? There's a swing pass near side from Dickerson to his receiver, which is Sawyer Blackwood, I believe, is who made the catch.
Adolis is up to bat next when the innings.
Well, you know, as Mark Holtz used to say, you need a bloop and a blast to tie this. Actually, they would take the lead, right? No, 5-3.
5-3. Yeah, you need a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast to tie. Dickerson and Olvera here in Blue Ridge, and that's actually Garcia getting the carry, met by Tank Turner at the line of scrimmage, among others. It'll be no gain, which will bring up 4th down for the Tigers. Inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. 7th play of the drive for Blue Ridge. And we're just at the 3.5-minute mark left to go in this game. And again, Blue Ridge milking that clock, play clock at 12. They'll probably snap it around 3 or so. Taking their time. Handoff to Alvira around the right side. Stops it dead in his tracks and driven back by Ethan Mayo. Once he was stopped, Mayo just drove him backwards, and a timeout has been called by Blue Ridge. Or actually, not a timeout, a turnover on downs.
Yeah, those fourth down. Good job by Mayo to shoot through the gap, take down Garcia before he could move it upfield. We already see a couple of Blue Ridge coaches already heading down to the sidelines.
There's 3:04. Well, their clock is already rolling. We're under 3 minutes now. How, when you play Lone Oak next week, it's got to be all about the future. Mm-hmm. You may even see the debut of Ryland Strong at quarterback. You just never know in a game like that when you're trying to get ready for next season. Murphy right now will stand with his toes on the 2-yard line. Handoff right side. Caden Dunn trying to find the right edge. Does for a moment. Gets 4 or 5 yards. Hangs on to the football out to the 12.
Dunn has a little burst of speed. We've seen that a few times this year. Get around that outside. Gets some close to the first down. 3 yards shy.
The power lifter does have some power with those legs. I mean, he has speed. He can get out of the blocks. He stays in the backfield here with Murphy. 2 receivers left. On 2nd down and 4. Ball's on the turf. Murphy tries to pick it up. Can't do it. He was swarmed. Another fumble. And Blue Ridge recovers at about the 6-yard line with 1:43 and rolling in the game.
Anybody kept up with how many turnovers we've had tonight?
A lot.
There was an interception. There's at least 4 I'm thinking of.
I would imagine.
Probably 5 now.
I would imagine that you'll just burn the clock here. I don't think head coach Chance Rodriguez wants to make any enemies in district at this point. And I think they'll just go into victory formation. Rodriguez was an assistant coach here a year ago. Offensive coordinator, stepped into the role initially as the interim, was then eventually hired. Getting that play clock down to 9. And Blue Ridge about to snap it and does. Dickerson steps back about 3 steps back to the 15-yard line and now takes a knee. They're going to have to snap it one more time, it appears. Although the officials may just wave it off.
Yeah, it's about a 1 to 2 second difference between the game clock and the play clock. They may just.
They're going to tell them to exit. And Blue Ridge has a homecoming victory in their white jerseys against the Howe Bulldogs. Howe falls to 3-6 on the year, 0-4 in district, 8-3A Division II. It's the second win for Blue Ridge. So they are 2-2 in district and 4-5 overall. 56-16 our final score tonight from Blue Ridge with the men in green.
Well, Blue Ridge has a pretty good offense. They've got some quick guys, some shifty guys, and they got a pretty good defense. I don't think their defense got enough credit out. Now Howe did help things, but Blue Ridge, their defense is pretty good as far as containing the run for Howe. Howe could never get anything going as far as the running game. Passing game came alive a little bit in the second half, but it's a pretty good, decent Blue Ridge team that may get them a good 3rd, 4th seed in the playoffs.
Offensively, Blue Ridge has got just about everything you need. They got the quarterback, they've got the speed backs, they've got the big receivers, and they've got a monster offensive line. Defensively, they're not on the same par as Bells and Gunner, obviously, but who are really?
No.
But this is a good football team. Nothing for Howe to hang their heads about tonight. They got beat by a really good football team tonight. Not like a year ago when you felt like you were the better team that took it on the chin, didn't play very well in a rainy game.
Oh,
the
yeah.
quarterback was hurt.
it's a totally different situation. Blue Ridge tonight was the better team, and the better team by a lot. We're going to take a quick timeout. 56-16, our final score. When we come back, we'll do stats and highlights and Ranger updates.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotexhoma.com for your small business needs today.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back. 56-16. They have left the scoreboard on over here in Tornado Alley. We're ready to do some stats here in the Texoma Land and Home Realty postgame show. Stephen Braswell, take it over.
Okay. So for our Howe Bulldogs, they ended up with 8 first downs for the game, a total of 98 yards on offense. There were 35 rushes for 21 yards, so the majority of our come through the pass. We had 8 for 14, was what Murphy was on passing yards, with 77 yards, and of course the big one being the BU. As far as individual stats go, BU had 2 rushes for 20 yards. Caden Dunn had 2 rushes for 6 yards. Ryan Cross had 3 rushes for 4 yards. Knox Bounds had 11 rushes for 1 yard. Colin Murphy, 16 rushes for -1 yard. And then Jonathan Garcia had 1 for -9. That's when it had the messed up punt. So passing, Colin Murphy was actually 8 for 14 for 77 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Receiving-wise, BU had 4 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Cross had 3 receptions for 19 yards. And Ryland Strong, 1 reception for 8 yards. For the Blue Ridge Tigers, rushing, Ryder Clayton, 5 rushes, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hayden Dean, 12 rushes, 96 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kevin Avera, 6 rushes, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Ty Garcia, 3 rushes, 12 yards. And Micah Dickerson, 3 rushes, 9 yards, and 1 touchdown. As far as passing, Micah Dickerson was 6 for 7 for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Ryder Clayton had 4 receptions, 78 yards with a touch. Isaiah Gaddis, 1 reception, 18 yards, touchdown. And Peyton Hendricks, 1 reception, 6 yards. So that's stats.
All right, thank you, sir. I think we're not yet ready for highlights. We're going to take a quick timeout here in the Texas Land and Home Realty postgame show. We'll be back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the dog pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs black and white game day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
I think we're just about ready for highlights as Jake Roberts is hustling, doing his thing over there. And as I'm kind of packing up, I think we're just about ready to go. Not too many Howe highlights, but we have a couple. I think Justin White had a touchdown call tonight. We'll probably hear from that one.
He did. I just cut that.
All right. So are you just about ready?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts? So I know you might hear in the background there's some Ranger action going on.
Adolis Garcia did get on first.
Oh, good. He walked.
So a leadoff single. No, it was a single.
I think he walked.
The radio said it was a leadoff single, but I could be wrong.
I think I saw him walk. So anyway, nonetheless, we'll find out later. Blue Ridge was opening this game with a Tech Wave kickoff to Howe, but Howe fumbled it on the initial action of this game. And he is going to do that, going right side, going to be caught on the run. The ball's on the turf, and I think Blue Ridge has recovered to start this football game. And that's exactly what Blue Ridge wanted, but Howe, but Blue Ridge was held by Howe and were forced to punt on their first possession. Howe took it at the 9:27 mark. They drove 5 plays and had a punt blocked and returned pretty good ways to the 34-yard line. And that set up a 5-play, 34-yard drive that was ended on a 9-yard touchdown by Dickerson. Snap again. Dickerson brings it down, runs to the right side, finds the edge. He's into the end zone. It worked out perfectly, and now we have a strobe light session. 7-0 Blue Ridge in the lead at the 4-minute mark. Howe punted for the second time on their next possession. Blue Ridge took it at the 19-yard line. They only needed, they fumbled on that play as a lateral. And this will be a quick pass out. This could be a lateral, and it is. It's recovered by Braden Ulmer, and Howe has the ball at the 6-yard line. That young man was well coached in his young days, I must say. But Howe went backwards and had to settle for a 32-yard field goal by Jonathan Garcia. Murphy holds. It's on the ground. The kick is long enough. It is up, and it is good. Jonathan Garcia banks through a 32-yard field goal to get that ended a 4-play negative 5-yard drive and made it 7-3 Blue Ridge in the lead with 29 seconds left to go in the first. Blue Ridge was forced to punt for the second time in the first half. Howe took it at their own 12-yard line. Garcia dropped a snap on a punt, which gave Blue Ridge the ball at the Howe 8-yard line. They only needed 1 play to score. Toss to Dean on the right edge, skipping his way and running over a defender on his way for a 1-play touchdown. It only took 5 seconds off the clock, gave Blue Ridge a 14-3 lead with 8:37 remaining in the second. Howe was forced to punt again. Blue Ridge took it on their own 49-yard line, and then this happened. Wants to throw, looking deep down the field, hammers it deep. Left side all alone, making the catch Is that Dean? That was Clayton from Dickerson. One play, 51-yard drive, took 10 seconds off the clock. 21-3 Blue Ridge in the lead at that point. 6:39 left to go in the first half. Howe punted again for the 5th time, and then Blue Ridge took it at their own 30-yard line. This time it took 4 plays and 70 yards for Clayton to score on a 46-yard touchdown. This is Clayton around the left edge, being chased down by Furr. He beats Furr around the edge, and he could be gone. Kiss him goodbye. 46 yards for Clayton. 4 plays, 70 yards. 1:38 off the clock, made it 28-3 with 3:22 left to go in the half. Howe took it at their own 34. Could not punch it in. They did drive down to the 39-yard line, but ran out of time. Moving on into the second half, the Blue Ridge Tigers took it from the 47-yard line, drove into Howe territory quickly, only needed 2 plays to score. Parallel to the line of scrimmage, trying to cut the corner, does. He's got a lot of room in front of him, and he's got a lot of speed. Turns around and looks at the Bulldogs as he strolls into the end zone. And that young man was, once again, Ryder Clayton, 48-yard touchdown. 2 plays, 53 yards, 1:07 off the clock. Made it 35-3 with 10:53 left to go in the third quarter. Howe's next drive started at their own 41-yard line, ended up in the hands of Caleb Gaddis, who intercepted Murphy. It was his 7th interception of the year. Gave it to Blue Ridge at the 40-yard line. They needed 5 plays to score, and it was an 18-yard touchdown pass from Dickerson to Isaiah Gaddis. Out there, looking that way, in the end zone all alone. Touchdown, Isaiah Gaddis, about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and the light show. 42-3 at the 5:06 mark in the third. Gave it back to Howe. Howe fumbled it. Murphy couldn't hang on to it. Gave it back to Blue Ridge. They needed 3 plays, 30 yards to score. It was a 35-yarder by none other than Hayden Dean.
Right off to Dickerson, going to pitch out to Clayton. That's Dean. Dean to the left side. Sidesteps another man to the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Hit to the end as he gets the end zone. No signal yet. Touchdown, Blue Ridge.
Justin White on the play-by-play there. 3 plays, 30 yards. Took 1:46 off the clock. 48-3. Blue Ridge led with 1:38 left to go in the third. Howe drove, got a great kick return by Braden Ulmer. Down to the 7-yard line, and Murphy to BU. Murphy rolls out left, looks downfield, wide open BU at the 3, strolls into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. 3 plays, 3 yards officially. Took 51 seconds off the clock, made it 48-10 with 29 seconds. Blue Ridge took it with 21 seconds at the Howe 45-yard line, and they only needed 1 play. That's Olvera up the middle. A lot of speed. He breaks through. Look out to the house. He gone. 1 play, 45 yards. Took 10 seconds off the clock. Somehow, Olvera with great speed probably only took 5 seconds to run that 45 yards. 54-10 at that point. 11.4 seconds left to go in the third. The fourth quarter was about clock killing time. Howe took it at their own 36-yard line. Did drive 7 plays and scored on an 8-yard touchdown from Murphy to Ryland Strong. On 1st and goal from the 8, Murphy drops back, throws in the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Guess who? Ryland Strong. 7 plays, 63 yards. Took 3 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock. 54-16 with 8:30 left to go in the game, but the extra point was blocked and returned all the way back to the house for a 2-point conversion that made it 56-16, and that was the end of our scoring. Blue Ridge actually had another drive, but turned it over on downs. Howe got it back and fumbled, and then Blue Ridge basically took a knee and killed it, and here we are in the postgame show. The Texas Land and Home Realty postgame show. Final thoughts, Justin White.
I'm on right now. Okay. Again, you play your turn. You ran into a good Blue Ridge team that's kind of on fire right now, especially offensively. They got, as you said, they kind of got a lot of pieces in play here. You know, big receivers, small receivers that are fast. They got a good running game, good quarterback. Defense played pretty well tonight. How right now it's just they're going through. You know, they got injuries all over the place. They got young guys in there. and it's just it's a rough time of the year right now for the Bulldogs, and it'll come to an end next week. They got senior night against Lone Oak, and we'll see what happens from there.
Young guns.
Yeah,
we're going to see some young guns.
Yes, young gun Ryder and young gun
Cross and Buttery and Piper, and you may see Parker Bryan back up, and lots of young guns. Final thought, Jake Roberts.
Yeah, and kind of paying off of what you said about the young guns, I think it's going to be interesting to see, because we saw a little bit of the fourth quarter, it was a little better, and a lot of that had to do with the younger players being able to step up, and you saw maybe a glimpse of what you'll get next year, and that was something that stood out to me at the end of this game.
It stinks right now because you're seeing them kind of grow up before your eyes, and you're going to have to take those lumps and just kind of those growing pains, but it'll pay off here in about a year or two. When those guys start to get comfortable, those guys get bigger, get faster, and get used to the experience. We've talked about it takes a couple of games to kind of get used to the speed of the game.
56-16, our final score tonight from Blue Ridge. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and me, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, HIT, Roof and Exteriors. Also brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, The Llama Realty Group, TechWave, Knight Furniture, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.